turn because I was aggressive with the turns. So if you want to get good at being aggressive in the mountains, practice your high-speed turning, which you could do at a track. All right, so once again, now I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to go super slow. And if you really want to, here's another tip. Go slow, but use your rear brake to stabilize. So we're going to go friction zone, a little bit of throttle, rear brake to stabilize because we're in a straight line. It's very easy that way. So I'm almost riding. See how you can see the, I can see you there. See how, yep, okay. So nice and easy, a little bit of rear brake, just barely turning, a little bit of, look at the last cone until you get to the last cone, and then look left. That's a big thing, is I want you not looking down. Don't look down, okay? Don't look down. Let's do that one more time. I want you to look straight. So look straight, head up, turn. As soon as you see the cone kind of disappear in your peripheral vision, you make that turn. So I'm just keeping my head up this whole time like this. I look weird. Okay, that is the straight line weave. If you can pass that, you're doing really well. Now let's go ahead and set up for the tight turn from a stop. And actually just kind of do the U-turn with it because that's part of the design. All right, let's set up there. All right, so we have our straight line weave still set up, but how do we set up for the tight turn into a U-turn? Well, let's use some of these parking spaces, but I'll still use some of the cones in case you don't have parking spaces, you just have wide open everything. So I'm gonna pick up some of these bigger cones because we're gonna need that because I noticed there's a shadow in the camera. I did that because the heat in the camera, so the camera's able to keep functioning while I'm doing this, because it likes to die from the heat. But we're gonna set up the tight turn from a stop into a U-turn. Okay, so this is part of the endorsement test. So I'm gonna pick up all these cones. I'm gonna leave that one out there for some reason. Okay, so if you notice, we have parking spaces, right? So part of the tight turn from a stop is that you have to make a turn within a 6-foot block. Now this is 9 feet, so let's just say 6 feet is this, right? Leave a third. So you have to be able to make the turn when you exit out here, okay? So let's keep setting it up. So I cut off about a third, that's fine. And then we have about 4 feet. So I would say about half, right? Because this is about, what, 18 feet? So let's just go ahead and do about half. Who cares, right? So I can't hit that cone. I have to turn after that cone, and I can't go wider than this cone, okay? Let's put an extra cone right here, so I have to enter there. So what this shows is that I have to go through here, turn right after this cone, and exit in between these cones, okay? That's what that means, okay? So now we have to go and do U-turn. So let's get this other cone and this cone, so we're not distracted. So if you have parking spaces, this is really good because, like I said, 9 feet, 9 feet, 18 feet, you have to do it within 20. If you have a under 500cc bike, 24 feet. If you have a over 500cc. So here we go. Once again, let's go ahead and turn this on so you guys can see it from this camera. All right, so for here, we're gonna come through here, turn, and then we're gonna go to the right a little bit, and we're gonna use these 2 parking spaces. So there's that one. And about halfway through, I want to be able to make this turn. And then I'm going to try to exit out. Let's give it a little bit extra since it's 18 feet. Let's do 20. So here's how it looks. Okay, so with the bike, here's how it looks. So we're coming off the bike. We're going. Get ready for the tight turn. Look, 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 look. Turn. Keep turning. Don't hit that cone. Keep going. Keep going. Get ready. Look. Counterweight. Turn. 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 Keep going. And how about let's just stop right at this first cone. You're gonna have to stop at a box, but we're playing around with this, and then stop at this cone. Okay, that's what it looks like. So we're bringing all of our skills into it. We're doing the counterweight friction zone, everything to go around this, and we're doing the left-handed U-turn, which we were practicing a lot with the lefty-loosey. Okay, so nice and easy. These cones are scary. So what you start off basically in the middle of the cones. You can't start off on the left side. Trust me, I've tried. So what you want to do is start going left, and as soon as you go left, get ready to turn right and complete the turn. Go right and look way over there, okay? So how can you set yourself up for success? How do you position yourself for success or safety, right? Let's already start looking. Let's get ready. Already get my butt off the seat, getting ready, right? First gear, we can stay in first gear, getting ready. So I'm gonna go forward, look, turn, get ready, switch, look, before that first cone, turn, get ready, stop. This tight turn from a stop is actually pretty hard. I've seen a lot of people have struggles with this one because it's from a stop. When you're doing a U-turn or a right-handed turn, when you're going, it's much easier because you're kind of set up for the turn. Here, you're not set up at all. You're stopped. This reflects turning right at a stoplight, turning right at a stop sign, turning right out of a parking space. So you need to have this skill. All right, let's do it. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Soon as you get ready, turn, 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 turn. Get ready, look left, turn, 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 turn. You just have to make the U-turn within the box. Like, there's gonna be lines from this cone to this cone. So pretend my motorcycle's drawing a line on the ground. Okay, you only have to make the left-handed portion of that turn within that. So you don't have to go way out here, pass both tires and then turn. You don't have to do that. As soon as your front tire touches or goes across that line, you can turn. So as soon as it touches that line, turn. See how I'm not using all that space? You don't have to. You just have to make the turn within the little blue box or whatever it is they got going on there. All right, we're gonna do it one more time. Your left-handed U-turn should be good here. It's the hard one here is that tight turn. So we're gonna come up to here. We're gonna try to go to the left side of this, or sorry, we're gonna try to get as close to this cone as possible because that's our entry. We can't go outside of it because then we fail. But as soon as we go past it, we're going nice and slow, so you should be able to think really clear. As soon as you get past these cones, like you're in the middle of it, you see how the tire's kind of in the middle of it, turn those handlebars, look where you want to go, counterweight, and just keep it going through. Now watch how, notice how my handlebars don't switch. They don't switch. They're still turned. I make it, still turned, straighten up, and then I'm getting ready for the U-turn. Very easy. Going a little too slow. So one more time. This is very important when it comes to this tight turn from a stop. Set yourself up. So a lot of people start turning like right here, they go wide. So that kind of indicates when you're going through a corner and you turn way too late, you go wide, okay? Some people turn right here and they cut it too short and they hit cones, okay? So this is why it's important to practice this one specifically. You're gonna get up to here, and as soon as you pass that cone, you're still traveling pretty fast. So by the time you get that turn going, it's right here. You just keep it going, keep it going. You keep the turn. You keep the handlebars turned, because if you start straightening it up, you're gonna shoot out wide. So let's do it one more time, just so I can show you, because this one's really important. Everyone seems to get all the other ones. This one seems to be the hardest one, so I wanted to spend a little more time on this. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do it at the normal speed. You notice how I'm not gonna go fast or super slow, but as soon as I get past these first cones, I'm turning my handlebars and committing to the turn and looking out that way. Feet up, turn, look, turn, look, turn, look. Give it a little bit of throttle if you start falling in a little bit. turn, look, turn, look, turn, look. I feel like I need to show you guys one more time. This is the end of the video. If you're done with that, we're gonna move on to emergency braking and swerving. But if you need a little bit extra, here's one more time. So nice and easy. Turn and look. Turn those handlebars. It's so important. Like, you want to get to the point. Let's see if I can get you in camera angle. I'm gonna go left because it's, you want to get to the point where you can counterweight.
Huh. Yeah, so you can counterweight. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? Everybody doing today. Make sure everything is looking good. Let's go ahead and flip that up. We don't need that. What is up? Oh, we got some crashes and close calls. We got 2 new videos from MotoStars. How you doing, Pot Shot? How you doing, Scout Rider Brian? How you doing, Ashitas or Ashits? How you doing? T, I saw that you got the try version from the games last year. There is, and this is for everybody. You know, I'm talking to you. There is a free download for 5 drills. Now, in the games one, you probably have like a couple, but there's the expert one. Let me go ahead and get that for you. I want to make sure you guys have something. So I do have a free download for 5 drills. One for, you know, 1 beginner, 1 easy, 1 intermediate, 1 hard, 1 expert. Okay. And I do say it's like, you know, a free, you know, beginner drill. So not every, it's a starter pack. It's a starter pack. So let's see. Free Smart Rider Drills starter pack. You know, I might just make that. I'm going to go ahead and make that the new pinned comment. How about that? Let's get people to get, at least start the drills. Start the drills. There you go. You got it. And if you don't have cones, like you said, you don't have cones, 5 tennis balls cut. I wish I didn't have the green screen. I mean, I'm really in the office. I'm really in the office, but tennis balls cut in half. For some reason, it's invisible. I don't get it. I got invisible cones. That doesn't really work. Just tennis balls cut in half. Just 5 of them. You know, boop, cut in half. You got cones. There it is. 10 cones. You don't need to have the 10 cones that I sell in the store if you don't want to get those. Those things are amazing. Those are awesome too. Check it out. Check it out. But yeah, there's that. So I have a 31-page PDF. Is it basic? Wait, a 31-page PDF. Are you talking about the Smart Rider drills? The actual drills? That one you have all of them. There's 24 drills in the Smart Rider drills. Yeah, you got the full drills. You don't need you already have it all. You already have it all. Oh, here we go. A sec to get the chat working. Okay, how you doing, Bites? Hanging out with the girlfriend but can't resist the dance stream. Uh-oh, dude, you're gonna get in trouble. Have her watch the stream too. Because if she drives like most people, maybe the plan method would help. Happy St. Patty's Day. Yeah, that's a thing. I forgot. I don't really celebrate. That's one of those things. I don't really celebrate holidays. I don't know. I don't even. These aren't Zins, guys. These aren't Zins. Don't worry. I'm quitting. It's flow pouches, the mushroom pouches. I got a whole nother pack. Just ran out. So I got another pack. Let's go ahead and put the trash right there. I'm going to be test riding a motorcycle and scooter on Friday to see which one is going to be my first bike. So that's going to be an adventure. Oh, interesting. So motorcycle versus scooter. So you're going to go either automatic or manual transmission. How do you go from, like, what's the scooter and what's the motorcycle Bites? Prefer much smaller cones. I bought online. I can accidentally ride over one without knocking them. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's kind of like the it depends on how you hit the cone. I like to have a visual of like, oh, I just knocked the cone over. You know what I mean? It's like now I know for sure I hit the cone. So there's one thing about that. Nice. What models are you considering? Yeah. How long until the second 2-second space becomes natural or intuitive. I've never counted. Yeah, I don't count either. I counted like kind of like the same thing I do for anything when I do like a quick measurement. Is that once I kind of got the general idea of it, I kind of go from there. Part of the plan method is positioning for safety. So you're always in a position where you can have an escape route almost in front of you. So even if that 2-second space cushion doesn't work too well, boom, you have like if your total stopping distance isn't good enough, you're gonna still be in a lane split or an escape route. I never really kind of tested it. 2 seconds seems kind of short. It is kind of short. I like a 4-second for the just to add it up. I know 2 second is what like 2 to 4 seconds is what the MSF recommends. I prefer like at least a 4. Um, yeah, I'll just like pick a mailbox or not a mailbox. But I'll pick like a telephone pole or something, and I'll just count down until I get to it. I'm like, oh, that's 4 seconds or that's 3 seconds. Okay, so kind of have a general idea of how far I should be. Looking for a long distance commuter. The Honda Vorza 350, a long distance commuter, you might be wanting something above that 350. Yeah, you definitely want something above that 350. That adventure, the Honda NC 750X, I just looked it up. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. That's probably for what you're going to want to do, and I'm glad you're picking Honda. Honda is amazing. I love Honda. The scooter, let's see, what's the top speed for the scooter? It might not be. Depends on if you're going highway or not. What do you mean by long distance? What do you mean by long distance? Yeah, I'd be leaning more towards because you'll be more comfy on that thing too. Scooters are great in town. Scooters are great in town. Low CC bikes are I love riding low CC bikes, but I know if I was gonna be riding on the highway at highway speeds, I would have to get something above a 600. 500 can do it. 500 can do it. But you'll be kind of like pushing it. Not pushing it. I like to have a little extra. So always think about this. It's always like when like working out, strength, running. I always like to relate it back to the body as the baseline fundamental thing that you like you truly understand your body, and then you can apply that to other things. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna want to be able to do 20 push-ups in a row. We'll start something easy. If you can get to the point where you're doing 30 push-ups in a row, 40 push-ups in a row, I already know the goal is like 20, right? If you can do 30 push-ups in a row, you can easily do 20 and you have 10 in the tank. So if for some reason you have to do like 25 or 30, you can do it. So when it comes to higher CC bikes with a little bit more power and a little bit more everything, if you're riding on the highway and you're like, oh, I can do with a 500cc bike, I can peg it at 75 miles per hour, easy. It's gonna be pushing it. That's the speed limit or whatever. On the interstate, whatever, 75 miles per hour, cool. But if something comes out at you, you don't have enough acceleration to get like to 85, 95, or like 90 if you need to, like in an emergency situation. Remember 3 things we could do: accelerate, brake, and swerve. You're not going to have that extra oomph. And so if I'm going to be riding on the highway, it's like, yeah, 500cc can do it, but I'm going to want to have like that 600, 750, 800 or whatever. So if I'm on the highway and I'm going 75 and something pops out, I can accelerate to get out. I don't want to like not have that extra strength, that extra power in that situation, if that makes sense. So same thing like with working out, hey, I'm running. I want to be able to run a 5K, so I know if I run a 10K, if I'm able to do a 10K, a 5K will be easy. I'm not going to keep training to just max out at 5K. Does that make sense? I need to get better at explaining that kind of stuff. I feel like I give a lot of context, a lot of parables, a lot of metaphors. That's how my brain works. That's how my brain works. I think that's how a lot of people's brains works. I could be wrong. You want some in reserve. There you go. See, like every time I explain it, so little doggo. Every time I explain it, somebody in the chat says it in one sentence. I could have just said, you want some in reserve. I give away, I give a lot. And that was something, I'm kind of wanting to do an After the Ride podcast because like that brings up an idea. Every week I study something new about myself. Every week. So before I kind of jump into it, I wanna see if I can bring it up. I used Claude AI for a lot of these things. Let's see. And I like having it build out like an HTML. Anybody who's a nerd here? I don't want to call you guys nerds. That's not nice. Nerd's not a bad thing to say, honestly. But some people take it the wrong way. I think being a nerd is awesome. Let's see. Personal growth study, is that what I'm? Okay. Perfect. That's exactly what. Let's go ahead and download that. I like to make it an HTML when Claude kind of gets into the thing. Perfect. Here we go. Let's go ahead and switch over to here. All right. So I'm going to get rid of some of this other stuff at the top because that was more personal. So I had Claude make this. You know, I have a PDF. I spent a couple hours on this just kind of talking. Before I jump into this, I want to answer some more of the questions in the chat. So I have like a personal growth state. I build like these things out for fun. Don't know why. I'm a little weird. Weird is good though. I think weird people are amazing. I think too many people try to be normal. Normal's not good. I don't think normal is good. I think that just think about like once again relating it to physical fitness. The normal male or the normal adult in the United States is either obese or close to morbidly obese. That's normal. Do you want to be normal? No. So being a little bit weird, I'd go towards more of like not obese and strong. You know, I'd like to go that route. I don't want to be normal. So I'm not normal in a lot of things. Do you talk about adjusting the hand gear on any of your videos? My hand gets numb. Does that mean the angle of the levers need to be adjusted? I mean, if you're reaching for the constantly having to reach for the levers, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Yeah, the angle of the levers. You might want to adjust. You don't want to like constantly have to like reach far because you see how now like this is right hand, right? So I'm having to reach for it. Now it's like rolling off the throttle to reach for the brake. Sometimes that's good when you're trying to, slow down, but you want to be able to choose. So you might have to adjust the lever to where you don't have to roll and reach for it. You could just kind of reach for it. There's that. When it comes to the numbness, some motorcycle gloves have a little bit of padding, and that will absorb some of the vibrations in your hands. Yeah. That's really what it is. It's the vibration of the motorcycle transmitting into your hands, and it's causing some nerve, like a little bit of neuropathy in a way. Nothing crazy. It's not gonna harm you, but consistently doing that can overstimulate the nerves in your hands. That's why they get kind of numb. A lot of people think overstimulating is like, too much. Like it's causing like crazy. Like I don't know. It's hard. Once again, it's hard to explain. Usually, when you get overstimulated or overwhelmed, things go numb. It's overwhelming. It's too much for the capacity that you have. So things go numb versus like pain typically. So you might want to check out your gloves for that. For context, I've ridden my 300-mile round trips without issue. Okay. Yeah. What'd you say, Potshot? Did you answer his question? Okay. About 80 miles per hour, I wouldn't want to take it on the U.S. freeway, but I'd be more than sufficient. Okay. Awesome. So, how you doing, Russell? So what I wanted to kind of chat a little bit about, and I wanted to do an After the Ride podcast. I might do it for tomorrow for the Smart Rider Crew stream. Who knows? I'll pick something else maybe. But I had this idea is, how does my brain work? A lot of people kind of operate on certain levels. It's called the Bloom's taxonomy. Anybody know about Bloom's taxonomy? Let's do Bloom. See, that's what I like with the HTML. I can just click things. I like turning my documents into HTML, so I can do that. I'm not a computer wizard, so I have Claude AI do it. I make documents and whatnot, and then I just have them turn into an HTML real quick. So I do like a lot of systems thinking. Gosh, it's gonna be hard to explain. Embodied cognition, the Feynman technique. Professor Feynman is somebody that I've been following for well, not following. He's no longer here, but I've studied him for a very long time. Basically, if you can teach it well, you understand it fully. So that's why I like to do these live streams consistently. And so teaching the plan method, when I first started talking about the plan method, I wasn't doing really, I had the concept in my head, but I had to keep teaching to get to the point where I'm able to say it, consistently. Bloom's taxonomy, there's 6 levels of awareness, basically. When it comes to some things, and a lot of people stick with like the first 3 levels. It's like they hear it, and that's good enough. They read it, that's good enough. They think they know it. I get to the point where it's like I'm constantly analyzing it, I'm evaluating even my own thoughts, and then I create something based on it. It's almost like the scientific method. I have a hypothesis. I'm going to go ahead and experiment on it, get the results. Does it work with the hypothesis, or does it start a whole new scientific method of thinking? That's how I do things. Constructivism and metacognition, Steel Manning, cognitive complexity, macro to micro oscillation. This one is a big one. Should I even be talking about this? This is anybody. I like to think like far out. How you doing, real slender man? Please don't scare me. I think really far out, and then I go back through the steps on how to get to that thing till I'm finally where I'm at, and then I go back to where I'm far out, like I far out steps where I'm at, and then I double check these steps to make sure that they do line up to get back to that far out goal. I constantly do that. First, second, third order consequences, all that stuff, mind mapping, processing depth. Okay, we don't need to really talk about this. I don't know. I think I'm going above everyone. Not everyone's heads, but I think people don't need to. I don't think they need to know like what's going on in my brain. It's hard enough. It's hard enough. Is 37 old enough? Whoa, one sec, pot shot. What do we got here? I mentioned about putting his weight on the bars and how that affects your ride. Too much weight on the forward controls will make the vibrations worse. Yeah. HTML and taxonomy. I'm here for bike talk. I know. Old bikes with no suspension. You wear a kidney belt to keep the vibrations down so you don't pee blood. Yeah. I've heard about that. They do that with that's kind of a problem with those not scooters. Go-karts. Because go-karts don't have that suspension. People's kidneys get tore up. So they have to like really be careful. Those certain go-karts. Is that your name really, Dan? Are you really a fireman? I was a firefighter from July 2007 to May 2018. And I created the username back then. And it just stuck. And that's why I'm trying to build out the motorcycle training concepts as the thing. So as a firefighter, EMT. Yeah, taxidermy versus taxonomy. It's a little bit different. Had a little bit too much caffeine, not enough food, so that's why I'm talking fast. Let's double check everything. Let's see. Okay, everything's looking good. Audio's looking good. Early 200s chopper. That's impressive. They made motorcycles back then in the year 200. I talk bikes as so, and you do great work. No problem. No problem. I want to discuss the etymology of taxonomy. I don't even know. I mean, we can talk. Taxonomy and how to characterize biology and everything like that if you really want to. Yeah, a little bit of a nerd. Yeah, what do we got here, guys? Let's go ahead and do the rock form recap. Rock form mounts. I use rock form mounts for my handlebar mounts. There you go. What did we get done this last week? Safety team, pretty much. Safety team, a lot of stuff on the website. First full week back into walking long distances and working out. Today I have a workout after this. There you go, Scout Rider Brian. You are a nerd. I love it. But that's pretty much what I did. Anybody else go for a ride? Anybody else do anything fun this last weekend? Yeah, I'll save it for the second podcast. Anybody have any fun? Anybody have anything done? What is the etymology of etymology? Guys, we're gonna get into some crashes and close calls. Just so you guys can see, this is me doing some
Just keep that handlebar turned.
figure eights and U-turns and all that stuff.
Version of it.
This is chapter 9 from the Riding Smart book, part of the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System. So if you want to learn how to practice for your endorsement test, that is chapter 9. But we do have some crazy crashes and close calls. The thumbnail, I think, was for this one. I want to see.
I began to pass out. Then my head hit the wall. Boom.
Okay. I want to see that thumbnail. I haven't looked at these videos. I don't know which one's the thumbnail. Anybody know which one the thumbnail is? It's not that one. That guy's on the ground. Also, I haven't seen the video yet. Sometimes they leave it at the very end. No. I guess we'll find out when we find out. You know what I mean? We're just hanging out for a little bit. Studying for IT right now, but became a game developer. Just waiting for the manager to send me the form, and I'll be in the team. Nice, Slenderman. What kind of games do you want to develop? Building a custom sissy bar. Those are cool. That's like one of the things that I really like about the older Harleys before they switched to the Evo chassis and frame and all this other stuff. Back when I had the 2012 Nightster, like that frame. No, that's the Evo. I don't remember. A lot of people were able to like make their own custom stuff if they knew how to weld. And I think it's getting a little bit harder and harder. How you doing, Moto Gaga? Honda Shadow Phantom. Nice. Kind of this, yeah, same thing. Shadows, the Honda Shadows are great bikes. I don't know too much about bikes. I know a few back when that was like my focus on like what kind of bike I want. You know, I think everyone starts, and that's why we get a lot of those questions. How you doing, Ninja? We get a lot of those questions here. It's like, what kind of bike should I get? I mean, that's where everyone really starts. And they get excited about the look and the feel and the sexiness of the bike. Once you get on a bike and you start riding for a little bit, by a little bit, I mean like a year, you start to learn it's like, it's not really about the bike. You know, it's more, I mean, the bikes, there's always going to be a sexier bike. There's always going to be a bike that you're going to want. It's a matter of like, how do you make the bike yours? You know what I mean? And so then you start to really just kind of love the bike that you currently have, and you start building on that bike. I'm trying to get people to ride with it in my area. It always tells me the stats, drunk, young, and untrained are the worst ways to ride. It's not a death wish. Riding turns your brain on. Yep. Yeah. Drunk, young, and untrained. And the funny thing is you can remove young out of there and just put drunk and untrained. It doesn't matter what age you start. I mean, there's like 4-year-olds that are better at golf than I am. You know what I mean? Well, not necessarily. I can outdrive them. They might hit it straighter, though. Ninja Noob upgraded my bike collection. Nice. 99% of crashes are due to riders' choices. Yeah. I don't know if it's that exact number, but like the vast majority are riders' choices. And that's what I'm really trying to bring out when it comes to these videos. We see a lot of videos online on the YouTubes of motorcycle trainers, and they all have their own shtick. They have their own way of doing things. We talked about it last week with the boss of your own motorcycle, or be the boss, and like Moto Jitsu, Moto Control, myself, and a few others. We all have the thing that we're strong in. The underlying thing is motorcycle safety at the end of the day, motorcycle training and safety at the end of the day. But my shtick, the thing I like to focus on, is mainly the rider and the mentality of the rider, because that's something I've seen. A lot of people stick with the quantifiable stuff of, here's the skill you need to know to handle the bike and to do the thing on the bike. And that's great. But I don't want to say but. That's something that I try to get out of my vocabulary. I like to focus heavily on the rider's perception and road strategy, because at the end of the day, anybody can learn how to ride a motorcycle up and down their street. I'm telling you, anybody can do it, unless there's a literal physical disability, and even then, there are things out there. However is a good one too. I like that. The main thing is, once you get on the road, it's a matter of, can you navigate traffic? That's the big one. And that's a hard one to teach. And that's why I use motorcycle crashes and close calls as a way to show you what can and can't be done, why things happen, don't happen. That's why I heavily focus on that. And so it's been, and I see it, why a lot of people don't do, not necessarily like what I do. I wish other people would do what I do, review motorcycle crashes and close calls. But I can see why nobody's translating the how to ride in traffic while they're riding or showcasing that. Like, it's really difficult to show the how of that. It's very easy to show the how to ride a bike, a motorcycle, right? So if it's difficult to do, most people won't do it. And I have this thing in my brain that says, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. And that's why I started building the Smart Rider system, the plan method, rescue, like just all these different things. I started building the foundations to everything so that there is a way to teach it. There is a way to teach it. And the plan method is definitely a way to teach it. And so, the thing I've been working on is that aspect and building out the Smart Rider system. So it's all coming together. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. They're turning in front of you. They're not in your blind spot. Yeah. You can anticipate, but people are human and blind spots are real. And that's the thing. That's life. That's also life. You could do everything right and still fail. Moto Jitsu has morning practice sessions Sunday mornings for locals. I see that. I see that he's been putting on a lot of those things, and a lot of people are showing up. And I think that's really cool. I've seen some of his little courses that he sets up in the parking lot. It's fun. It's fun to watch, and I bet you it's fun to participate, because it's an obstacle course, And he comes from the military aspect, so he knows these obstacle course stuff. But it's like a fun obstacle course where everyone's riding, kind of just like doing their thing. And I know as a coach, there's a lot of intent on every single thing. Same Horovac. And I have my reasons. But he has intent on why each turn is there to teach a certain aspect. So I think what he's doing is fine. I think what he's doing is great. I think that's a really cool take on an obstacle course that motorcycle rodeo people do, where it's cones. It's a closed cone course, and what he's doing is pretty cool. And I think he's taken some aspects of obstacle courses in the military, plus he did supermoto courses, and that's like a bike thing. Yeah, I don't know. Think of him as a strict dad, and he's easier to take. Yeah. I wouldn't call myself a strict dad myself. I if you think of coach as a mentors and a father as a mentor also, and as a coach that teaches you life skills, I'm not necessarily a strict dad in terms of you have to do it how I want you to do it. If you don't do it that way, you're doing it wrong. I'm very much like, here's the standard, here's the outcome I want to see. Let's see if you can do it. Do it however you want. Inefficient, efficient, creative, not creative, blunt, whatever. Do it however you want. Get the outcome. And then from there, it's like, what can you improve on? You know what I mean? And if it's more of like, here's the outcome, I want you to get this outcome. And then if the child or the student is like, well, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get to that outcome. Can you help me? Here's how I would do it. Try that first. Cool. Now, go ahead and play with it. I like to go towards more of the creative route. I want the student, the child, whatever, to come from a creative route. As long as the outcome is the outcome, and you did it well. If it works, it works. And that's how I learn. So that's how I teach. I agree, Hidalgo. Anytime someone says my way or the highway, choose the highway. They are not worth it. Exactly. You can do mock Jesus on the highway, but you shouldn't. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what to say to that one, Horovac. I just don't want to be a kid crying mowing the lawn because I didn't listen to. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like mow it. Let's find out. It's like, oh, you used a little bit too much gas because you didn't have an efficient route when you're mowing. You did it well. You did it. You actually completed it. Good job. Amazing. Now you're gonna have to do it every weekend because the grass is gonna grow. It's springtime. You're gonna do it every weekend. And since they're gonna do it every weekend, they're gonna figure out a more efficient way. Because the kid. Let's pretend like the kid's like, it took me an hour to mow the front lawn. I'm like, wow, that's a long time. It only takes me 10 minutes. It took you an hour? Okay. Well, go ahead. You're going to do it next weekend. And the next weekend, it takes them 50 minutes because they figured something out. The weekend after that, it's like 45 minutes. The weekend after that, they tried something else and it took them 55 minutes. It's like, ah, crap. And then slowly but surely, over the course of a year, they figured out 20 different ways to mow the front lawn. And they found the one that works for them that got them the quickest. And it still got the job done. You see what I mean? What kid is? Well, I mean, think about it. Like, what kid is thinking of efficiencies? It's like, hey, it's about incentives, right? So if you tell the kid, hey, if you mow the lawn, you finish it, you can play your video games. You can go hang out with your buddy. You can go ride your bike, whatever it is, right? So the incentive is to get it done quick. But there's a standard. So if they get it done quick and they only did half of it, or they did it all messed up, it's like, hey guys, hey buddy, we have a standard. Okay, it needs to look like this at the end of it. Okay, and so then the incentive is to get it done and to have it look like you want it, but they do it quicker and quicker and quicker on their own. And if they like complain, it's like, I can't get it done quick enough. It's like, hey, how about I show you how I do it? Just copy me. Is the room around you real? Yeah. Let me get my play button. It's real. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So that's I like to work with incentives. And so when it comes to like motorcycle training, what's the incentive? Right? It's like, I want to learn how to do U-turn. Okay, let me see how you do the U-turn first. Okay. You want any feedback? Yeah. Okay. Well, turn your head a little bit more. Try that. Okay, did that. Oh, that made it easier. But I still feel like I'm gonna put my foot down. Okay. So keep your head turned. Do exactly what you're doing, head turned, but now just put a little bit more counterweight to the other side. Okay, go now try it. Oh, wow. Awesome. Okay, cool. Now what are you learning? Oh, I need to turn my head and counterweight. Yeah. Yeah. You figured it out. I just kind of directed you a little bit. Instead of being like, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you suck, you fail, that's why you're not doing well. People don't learn that way. And it's easy to get frustrated. It's easy to get frustrated. I still struggle with it. I don't know if it's just me or all men, but when I have to do something like mowing a lawn, I turn into a geometrical strategy right away. Dude, that's how I think. I'm like, if I start on the edges, that means, if I do it in a left-handed, loop, slowly I'll get to the middle where it's like shorter distances to do it. But I also now I want it like a crosshatch. So I'm gonna go one way, one way, one way, one way, one way, one way, and then I'm gonna go the other way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. And it's gonna look nice. You know what I mean? So there's like different ways to do it. And then you learn it's like, ooh, edging. I'm gonna get an edger and I'm gonna go and edge the outside. Yeah. What's the big deal about foot down while doing a slow U-turn in the MSF? They want you to always keep your feet on the pegs. It's simple as that. So whenever you put your foot down when the motorcycle is moving, it's going to basically take you from riding a motorcycle to walking a motorcycle. And the whole point is to ride a motorcycle. So they want you to keep your feet on the pegs. And there's a way to turn a motorcycle without putting your feet down, and you use counterbalance so you don't put your inner foot down. Another thing is that if you do put your foot down at any point while the motorcycle is moving, there's an opportunity for injury. So if you put your foot down on a left-handed U-turn, right, in the middle of that U-turn because you lose balance and whatnot, you put your foot down, there's a chance where that foot can slip if there's oil, gravel, whatever it is. Now we drop the bike, or your foot plants and it twists your ankle. So the whole point is to stay on the bike, learn how to use the bike, because if you're having to keep putting your foot down on U-turns, you're not effectively using the motorcycle's power and the dynamics of the motorcycle. And so that's a training scar that you can implement when you are just learning. So now I'm going into coaching. If you put your foot down, you're going to get used to putting your foot down. So then whenever you're having a loss of balance, your natural instinct is to put your foot down. So if you're in the middle of a turn, like in the mountains or anywhere, like anywhere, right? And you're going over 20 miles an hour because it's no longer slow speed, you associate balance loss with feet down. And that's a scar. It's called a training scar. It's still you trained your body into doing that. I don't know why they call it scars. At the end of the day, it's just a habit, and it's not a habit you want to have to take on to later stages. So they're trying to get you. They're trying to get you right at the beginning to not develop that habit. Never teach anything with don't do, as that puts focus on the don't always. Should it look like? Yes. And that's one of the things with motorcycle training or any type of skill acquisition is that the person that is teaching showcases what it should look like. And that's why I mentioned with the mowing the lawn thing is that, hey, the first one, I'm going to mow the lawn and you're going to watch me. And I'm going to explain while I'm mowing the lawn. And at the end of the day, it's like, look at what it looks like. Now it's your turn. And then you can get into don't do's after that if you really need to. Dad, is that you? No. Anytime you get on a bike, there's a chance for injury. I can do it. Just wanted to know why that's why they emphasize it. If you drop the bike, make sure it's a good drop. I still have issues with complete stops. What's the issue, Steven Hirschberger? What's the issue with the complete stops? But if you use good line of sight and trust the bike, you won't have an issue. Smooth throttle is key. And that's the thing is there's gross motor skills. So doing a U-turn and it looks like crap, you learn the gross motor skill of a U-turn. Success. Congrats. That should be celebrated. Now that you know the gross motor skill, let's work on the fine motor skills. And to make the crappy looking U-turn that you did complete look smooth and to look amazing and to look effortless, we must focus on the fine motor skill of throttle control, clutch control, brake control, handlebar turn, and all those little things that we can tweak to make it look amazing. And that's what this is. This isn't a brag or anything.
Let's see if I can get you in camera angle. I'm gonna go left because you want to get to the point.
I'm exaggerating quite a bit. I'm exaggerating with my feet like that. I'm counterbalancing quite a bit.
Like, this is the extreme version of.
But you see how it's not jerky?
This is more extreme. Like, I'm not even on it. I'm afraid I'm burning my butt on the exhaust, but
See how it's just kind of moving?
what I'm trying to
It's
get
just smooth,
to
a
is
smooth
that
circle.
If you start turning like too far and you feel like you're gonna fall in, give it a little bit more counterweight. You notice how like the throttle keeps going up and down, because I'm just giving it a little bit of throttle when I feel like I'm gonna fall in. I'm not changing my counterweighting.
I'm just going in circles.
You know, I'm just
Not really paying
more
attention.
throttle.
More so just talking. So am I put so like right there? Let's go back. I just saw your message. So this is the tight turn from a stop. Oh, this is the whole video for the motorcycle operator skills test, which is part of chapter 9 of the Riding Smart book. So if you're learning to take your test for the permit, or not the permit, for the endorsement or your license, it's called the motorcycle operator skills test, the MOST test, and 38 states use this, or 38 states you're allowed to go to the DMV and just take it. Some states you're required to go to the MSF. Some states, like California, has something different. Some states have a slightly different thing. It is what it is. This is one of them. There's 4. It's a straight line weave. I'll just bring you back to the beginning so you can see. So basically, the cone weave, turn from stop, quick stop, obstacle swerve. I go through every single one of them here. But when it comes to, this is the tight turn setup. This is the U-turn setup. I walk you through it.
And we're gonna use these two.
So so you notice how I shifted my butt when it comes, you're asking about the counterweight. This is a little tip. It's just a tiny little tip. Is that you can put some counterweight to the outside if you just shift your right butt cheek. If you're gonna do a left-handed U-turn, shift your right butt cheek off the seat. Keep your left butt cheek on. That's almost enough counterweight. But when it comes to putting weight on anything, I put it on the peg, on the outside peg. Okay?
Use these two.
So there's the shift. You see how I'm looking? You see how my head shifted? It's a butt ballast. You're right. Watch my head now. One
Right,
sec.
a little bit.
So watch the butt cheek. Now watch the head. See how the head shifted? Handlebar turn. Simple. It's the same thing for the tight turn from a stop.
Look,
Head shift.
turn. Get ready. Switch.
Shifted my butt.
Look. Before that first cone, turn. Get ready. Stop.
There it is. So I missed the question when it came to coming to a complete stop. Sorry about that. The chat's been going. Let's see. What was the question again? Let's see. I have a close call on one of those MotoStars videos from 2023, my first season riding. Okay, there's that. Hopefully you're doing fine, big owls. What was the question? When Moto Jiu-Jitsu said, don't use the brake because if you don't have it, you won't know what to do. Yeah, why would you not have a brake? Interesting. Don't go to the front brake on tight turns for sure. Rear brake in this situation is fine, but you only need light touches. Yeah. And that's the thing is I've tested that out because I've had that mentality that comes from the MSF and typical motorcycle training. And then I had a guy that does Moto Gymkhana emphasize the front brake. And he was explaining to me that it can be done and it actually makes turns sharper when you do it. And so I've been really kind of been interested in that. So telling someone they should not do something, at least for me, when somebody tells me I should not do something, I'm like, why? Let me try it out. Yeah. And it's more finite. Yeah, you're right. Can't find Hog Rider. I'm sorry, man. This is like a great parking lot. This is like right next door for me. But then we do a quick stop. We do the swerve. Let me get you this. Let me get you. Oh, what the heck?
This tight turn from 4 steps is
The-
10 feet. Let's give myself 45 now.
For me,
45
complete
feet.
stops are right foot on rear brake and
Before we
only left
start.
foot goes down. Yeah. I only use my left foot to touch the
Okay,
ground
so
when
we'll
I'm
check,
at
and
the
then
complete
8
stop.
and 5.
And you'll see it here.
Start on those left, right. How about that? All right. So in a controlled neighbor. That's it. 14. As soon with my fingers,
So I
that.
teach everything when it comes to the swerve.
push, because that's. You're good to go. So if people,
Easy little swerves.
you stopped.
But that's chapter 9 of the book. If you want to check it out, link in the description. For those of you that are on the live stream, I give you guys a 10% discount. So use code DanDan10 for 10% off. I don't really say that much to anybody, but if you want to have a discount, there you go. You get a little discount because you watched the live stream. I saw a video with the guy who invented trail braking. He said it got twisted into front brake. He never said use the front brake in corners, which is interesting because everybody that races motorcycles uses the front brake because it does apply the most. Maybe he's talking, the guy that invented or something is talking about street riding, but it applies on track into the corners on the street too. You do it automatically. So if trail braking is confusing, and you're like, how does this work? You do it in a car. You already do it in your car. When you're coming up to a turn, you're applying a little bit of brakes, and then you're still in the turn, and you start releasing the brakes and giving it gas. Then you switch to gas. Like you automatically do it in the car. It's just that it's weird and scary when you do it on a bike because you only have 2 tires. Have some fun, pot shot. Isn't that just braking into the corner, slowly releasing it? That's exactly what trail braking is. KPR rider, that's exactly what trail braking is. Just braking into the corner and slowly releasing and accelerating. That's trail braking. It's difficult to do because, like, in a car, you have your hands on the steering wheel and you have your right foot kind of doing it. So you have full control over the car, plus you have 4 wheels, and you're able to handle it pretty easily. Driving is very intuitive. When it comes to motorcycle riding, it's the right hand with the throttle at the same time. Imagine having to do the brakes with your hands while you're steering. It can get a little funky. Plus, you're having to balance the bike and all this other stuff, so it gets a little funky on the bike. So it's more of a, I don't want to say advanced skill. It's an intermediate skill. It's something that it's intuitive once you actually figure it out, and then it's like, oh, this is easy. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, that's scary to do, and it's like, oh wait, this is actually pretty easy. One day I thought I should try trail braking, and then soon realized it is how I always did it. Yeah. Maybe it was never overlap front braking gas, but it's okay to overlap front braking, rear braking gas. Rear braking gas is fine in a parking lot because you're not going super fast. You don't want to be applying brakes and you don't want to be decelerating, accelerating at the same time. You know, because now you're putting a lot of stress. So when it comes to the cornering, so you're getting into the corner, you want to get at the appropriate speed that you can before the turn. That's the main goal. But you can go a little bit faster than what you normally would. And what you're doing is rolling off the throttle and applying a tiny bit of brake to get that front tire to have some more traction. Because, you know, when you apply deceleration, the front end dives just a tiny bit more, which puts more weight on that front tire, which gives you more traction. And so you're kind of almost coasting a little bit with some brake, and then you're giving it now gas when there's still a little bit left over of that traction on the front. It's if you want to if it's you can go deep into the mechanics of it when in reality it's just it's like a friction zone. It's like a friction zone but with the front brake and the throttle. You know, like in friction zone you get like halfway out and you feel a little bit of movement, not full power, not no power. And so when you're giving the trail braking, it's a little bit of braking, a little bit of gas. It's just enough. It's a fine motor skill. The more you practice, the more it's one of those skills where if you try to understand it conceptually, it's confusing. When you go out there and you do it, it makes more sense. But everyone needs to understand it conceptually at first, so that's where it gets a little funky. That's where it gets a little funky. The easiest way I can teach it over the internet is that when you're coming up to a normal stop at a stoplight, you're going straight and you're rolling off the throttle for engine braking, and you're applying a little bit of brakes to come to that slow, nice stop, right? You're downshifting and whatnot, but you're coming to that slow, nice stop. And it's easy for everyone to understand that because you're going straight to come to a stop. The goal is to stop. So you understand, brakes. Not like fast, not hard, but just nice and smooth. Coming to a stop. Very easy to understand that. All you're doing is translating that straight to a turn. And you're not trying to stop, you're just trying to make it through the turn. So those are the only two things you change. Instead of coming to a stop, slow and smooth with some brakes and straight, the only thing you're changing is now you're doing a turn and you're not trying to stop. Because when you're thinking, I need to come to a stop, you apply more and more and more and more and more brakes because you're going to a stop and you're going straight, so it's easy to figure out because that's all you're focused on. When it comes to a turn, the goal isn't to come to a stop, so you're not continuously pressing on the brakes. You're just giving it a little tiny bit to make it through the turn and give it a little bit of gas if you slow down too much. That's why trail braking is built upon the basics. I don't believe it should be a basic exercise. It should be more of the advanced, intermediate, because you're just changing straight to a stop to turn with slow down. But you have to know straight to stop first. Do you keep the clutch in the friction zone when through the stop or completely compress before you get there? So if you're coming to a stoplight, let's say you're in fourth gear, right? Fourth gear, you see a stoplight, you start applying a little bit of brakes and you're downshifting, right? You're downshifting. A little bit of brakes, downshifting, whatever. Or you're downshifting with no brakes and you're coming to a stop and you're like in second gear. Slowly applying the brakes. If you stay in second gear and you come to a stop, you're going to stall, right? So towards the end, I pull in the clutch. I'm doing as much deceleration through engine braking until I get really close to the very end, and then I just pull the clutch in all the way, come to a stop, and I sit and then I downshift to first gear, and I'm just kind of sitting there in first gear, holding the clutch in. I don't need to have the brakes anymore because I'm in first gear. I can use my rear brake with my right foot because I'm at a stop. It's just going to keep me from moving back and forth, on a hill or whatever. And I have my left foot down. And when it's time to go, friction zone, throttle control, first gear, shift to second, shift to third, shift to fourth. Yeah, so that's a good Scout Rider. I see that. So I'm going up to Mike. What did Mike ask? Finish the MSF course. There you go. Finish this MSF course this week and about to go get my endorsement added here this afternoon. Congrats, everyone, right? Everyone do a biker wave. If you're a member, you get biker wave. If not, do a clap. Congrats, Mike, for passing the MSF and getting his endorsement. I foresee lots of parking lots in my immediate future. And then I see Scout Rider Brian saying, unless you live in an apartment, divide your time between parking lots in neighborhood streets. Love that. Great. Answered it for me. Perfect. Yes. So parking lots in neighborhood, if you live in an apartment. If you live in the neighborhood already, have fun in the neighborhood. That's what part that's chapter 6. Chapter 6 in the book, the plan method. Utilizing it in the neighborhood. Because you're going to need to understand the plan method before getting out in like real traffic, cuz when you do the MSF there's like no traffic. I know there's an exercise where they want you to like merge with the other motorcycle riders, but it's a closed course, very easy. Cars are different. So you want to understand the plan method. And then chapter 7 takes you from the neighborhood to the parking lot to practice parking lot stuff. Parking lot stuff's going to be really good to get you really functioning well with the motorcycle. So it's you and the motorcycle only. The plan method is you and cars on the road. Yeah. So congrats. And that's what the drills are for. If you want to do parking lot practice, I got 24 drills. You set up 10 cones and never have to move the cone again. You do a bunch of different drills. These are some difficult ones. Those are the experts. But we have some other ones, some beginners. Check out this. You get a phone-friendly version. So you can get the digital version only of all the books. It's the system. You get a phone-friendly version of the Smart Rider drill, so you can put your phone on the handlebars. And you have all the drills. And if you get stuck and you want to see what I do, you click the QR code and it'll take you to the video.
Glove. Here we go, guys. The boxer's glove. It's gonna be. You guys have seen it.
So grab the whole system. If you get the physical print versions, you get all the books. You get all the books and the card, the rescue card. And it comes with the digital version. So if you get the physical, it comes with the digital too, or you can just get the digital. It's up to you. You got motion sick during the drills, yeah. When I did all 24 in a row, I was getting dizzy. To help out, make sure you're hydrated. Hey, Dan, I found a trash can on the 202 in the dark. I was doing basically the speed limit and swerved slightly right to miss it. Congrats! Located, assessed, and you navigated. Took the MSF and passed the skills test last week and just got my endorsement this morning. Everyone give It's Mr. Man a biker wave. Anybody else pass their test? Let's do a little check-in. Anybody else take the MSF this weekend? Or at least get their endorsement in the last couple weeks? Some commute videos, yeah. California's nuts. Let's see. I did the lollipop test in California in 1987 and took the MSF course because the Navy required it. Yeah, the United States has a licensing thing. The United States government has a licensing thing with the MSF. So anytime you take like an army thing or they do like a skills testing, it's based off the MSF. But the lollipop test is they still do it for California, and that's going to be part of the new motorcycle test prep guide because the current one in Chapter 9 is just the motorcycle operator skills test. I want to get the California test because there's a lot of California riders out there. Thanks, DanDanTheFireman, for all the training patterns I've learned from you. I start my motorcycle licenses on Thursday. Been watching you since November. Wow. Feel safer to start my journey. Awesome, JP. That's awesome. Good luck. You're going to do well, man. You're going to do real well. Passed my test in September, but I got my bike this past weekend. Nice. Get some practice. If you don't use it, you lose it. Do some practicing. Practice in the neighborhood for a while. Just have fun riding around the neighborhood. Who cares? Spend 30 minutes riding around your neighborhood on a weekend and be like, that was fun. Don't need to go out on the road right away. What is the lollipop test? Glad you asked. Bum, bum, ba, bum. Let's get the image. Is that the best image? This is one of the tests that you have to do. So let's do this. Open. Where's the open image? New tab. So basically, there's multiple they use this diagram for a few things. You do like this. Type of a thing. And then there's like one where it's like a slow straight line. You have to make it within this line. And then you have to go in the line. I'm not drawing very well. You know, it's kind of like that. They use that diagram. I wonder if somebody actually, yeah. So you have to do it multiple times in that circle. They use that diagram for multiple things. Yeah, see what I mean? It's just one way of doing things. It's one way of doing things. It's not. I think that's one of the things that people fail on. It's one of the things that people fail on. I'm looking for a local training. I think it's a pipe dream. That's why, that right there is why I do what I do. That right there is why I develop Riding Smart specifically. Because there's not a lot of places to do a local training. There's not. So I'm going to go over this, and we got some crashes and close calls. So I made Riding Smart for those of you that don't have anything local. So the table of contents and all that stuff. Yeah. How to use the manual. Okay. What it means to be a smart rider. Very good. So I go over like the minimum motorcycle gear you need to get started. And everything has a QR code, so you can scan it. Same thing for the digital version, if you just click the QR code. And then I go over the motorcycle controls and startup procedures for Chapter 2. So it goes over all of them. Okay. So you have that startup procedure and everything. And I have a video of it. Chapter 3, the motorcycle clutch control and braking drills. So friction zone, how to use the brakes. You know, it has diagrams for everything. Chapter 4, up and down the street, just your street, doing U-turns, figure eights, all that stuff. So no traffic yet. I go through everything, some reflection questions. And then your first ride in the neighborhood for Chapter 5. So now I'm teaching you how to swerve, shift, how to merge, how to go onto different streets, turns while riding, emergency acceleration, emergency braking, emergency swerving, all that stuff. Chapter 6, the plan method, still in the neighborhood. We just talked about that. Okay, so now you're learning the plan method. You already know how to ride a motorcycle in your neighborhood. You're learning the plan method. And then I take you from the neighborhood to the parking lot. So now we're first time ever riding with traffic. So now actually using the plan method while out riding. But I want to take you to the parking lot because I want you to do a few Smart Rider drills, practice drills. There's only 5 in here. But if you get the whole system, you get all of them. So if you get the Smart Rider system, you get the drill booklet too. But once again, okay, now we went from nothing to getting to the parking lot to practicing some drills to now practicing for your license test. Okay? So now you're practicing for your license test, and that's the whole book. So those of you that don't have access to any local training, or it costs too much or whatever, and you already bought the bike, you just want to get your endorsement, you don't want to spend all this extra cash, you don't want to, train in front of other people, like maybe you already know how to do the friction zone, you just want help. That's why I developed that book, because there's no one that has a book that takes you from nothing to actually getting your test unless you go to a course. Can you make that book shorter? I tried. I mean, I can combine chapters. That's the thing, is I can combine chapters and then call it a day. But I purposely segmented it to where you have only the necessary information. If you really want to shorten it, you already know how to ride and you want to practice for your endorsement test, you just go to Chapter 9. Just go to Chapter 9. If you want to just know how to ride in the neighborhood, because you already know how to do friction zone braking, all this other stuff, well, then there's that chapter. You can just use the chapters for what they are. And really, yeah, you're right, KP. There's really no shortcuts when it comes to a lot of these things. All right. Jose got the book. Jose got the system. So Jose, are you in here? If you are, say hi. You should get an instant download right away. Our community college gives the MSF courses here in Springfield, Missouri. No, is it Springfield? What's MO? Is that Missouri? Probably not. And at some point in the year, the local free classes for newers. That's great. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people. When I was in Yuma, Arizona, we didn't have an MSF. We didn't have an MSF. And so, like, how are you gonna? The nearest city that you could is a 3 hour. It was a 3 hour drive to Phoenix or a 3 hour Montana. There you go, 3 hour drive to Tucson, or I'd have to go to California. I'm not gonna go to California. And Yuma is too. Sometimes it is. I did a lot of my riding in Yuma. That's how I started. It is hot though. And so like I had to learn on my own. So I learned on my own, and this right here is how I learned on my own. So remember we were talking about how to like mow a lawn? And so you can figure it out on your own if you want to, and you'll figure it out eventually. You can go to like a lawn mowing course and figure out how to mow a lawn. This is how I learned. So if you want to learn on your own, great. If you want to learn how I learned and just follow this and you'll get it done, great. I try to make it as efficient as possible to get through this. And then on top of it, you get in the system, you get the drill booklet. So you have more drills, and then you get to learn how to rescue somebody after a crash. Okay. I dropped my brand new Harley Sportster a couple times in the neighborhood. Embarrassing. Didn't like it. It made me upset every single time I did it, but I did. I just learned. Crockett's awesome. I wouldn't be as good of a rider if it wasn't for the MSF and Dan and the Fireman. Yeah. And that's the thing is like if you can find shortcuts, we're in the age of information with YouTube's, you'll find a way. Learn from the videos and then took the MSF. Perfect. I always recommend take as many courses as you want. You'll always learn something, even if you only learn 10% more after taking a course. If you take 10 courses, that's compounding interest, compounding percentages. You're gonna be in this like a great rider or a great thing, whatever it is you're learning. So don't just take me as the end all be all. And I know, like I always tell myself, I'm terrible at sales, terrible at marketing. I'm not the end all be all. I'm one voice. I just try to have a complete package. Try to get you to understand the smart rider principles. Simple as that. But go out and get more knowledge, please. But if you want to start here, go ahead and check it out. It's $49.99 for the digital download for everything, instant download. And there's a link at the very tippity top of the chat for 10% off. I always watch crash videos. It helps me to watch with me. Nice. People think I'm crazy for watching motorcycle crashes, but I've done the same thing for car crash videos and try to learn something. Exactly. We're learning what not to do here. If you want to learn what to do, I have a second channel. Do you guys know I have a second channel? You know how cool it'd be to get as many of you to go over there and just hit subscribe and I get another play button just cuz? I think that'd be fun. I'm trying to retire into this channel. And those of you that are wanting, like you want to know how to ride and you don't want to get the book, you just notice this right here. Go to playlists. Oh, I don't think I have it in a playlist. I think I did that on purpose. I do have how to pass your test. The park, like I have the whole book right here. The gear needed, the controls, the clutch, first ride up and down the street, in the neighborhood, the plan method, traffic, parking lot test. Motorcycle training concepts. Let's do this. Swing on by. I'll still keep doing the Dan the Firemans. He had to rehab. Oh, yeah. Having to learn how to walk again. Ugh. Yeah, but if we do incentive to keep going, if not for cash money for the course. One sec. Sorry. I did the MSF with them. They were some cool guys. Hidalgo. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the incentive to keep going if not for the cash money of the course? Okay. Don't know. The summer when I'm back home. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's one thing, right? The videos are just one part of this. So, this is just one example. I give you the steps. So, instead of you're watching the video and you have to pause it, and it's what's the next step? So you have to watch me kind of explain it all. If you're just one of those types of people that it's okay, what's step 1, 2, 3, and 4? Okay, cool. Boom, 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 boom. So if you prefer to have the step by step with pictures, that's the way to go. If you're just good, it's I can learn from watching a YouTube video. Watch the video. And so my point here, and that's a great thing, is the point of what you do to educate is that yes. I believe this information should be freed to reduce harm to humans. If you can watch my YouTube video because it's free and you don't die, that's all I care about. That's it. Now, if you're I'm glad I'm not dying because of this, and I want to support Dan the Fireman, or I want to have extra stuff, and I want to have it physical in my hand, and whatever reason why, then buy the book. I don't want to get into the what a lot of people like the MSF and these other organizations, they gatekeep. They gatekeep this educate. I don't think education should be gate-cupped. Should not be behind a paywall. I think education should be out there for free. On top of it, there is a paid way to do it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it makes it to where I don't make as much money as I could. Okay. I mean, that's the answer I have for that. It's okay. What as far as a firefighter, if somebody asks me, "Hey, how can I handle, a stove fire?" If there's a stove fire in my house, what do I do? I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to call 911. You're just gonna have to call 911. Or I can be hey, this is what you do. Don't put water on it. If it's a grease fire, cover it. Cover it if you can. Take it off the stove if you can. And then, make sure you have some baking soda in your kitchen somewhere, and you can just baking soda, smother it. I'll explain everything. It's I would rather you not burn to death or have your house catch on fire. Now, is that going to prevent, I love going to house fires, and that's my job. I get paid to do it. But I'm not going to be sitting there and be hey, call 911 because I want to go to a house fire. It's no, I want you to do this so you can save your life. And if it gets out of control, please call us. Whacker. You've been watching some, oh, jeez. Donut operator. It is what it is. And I think, all right, see you later, Gary. I think, if you give and you're generous enough, and you consistently come from the point of being generous and give, at some point you're gonna get back. At some point you're gonna give back, because if I'm over here being generous and giving, There's other people out there that are generous and giving, and they'll want to be generous and give. And if there isn't anybody out there that wants to be generous and give, like I want to be generous and give, well, then that doesn't mean that I don't continue doing it. I don't know. And I wouldn't want to live in a world where people don't do that. Anyways, we've been talking for an hour and a half. We have 3 videos to get through, and we have 95 of you in class today. If you notice, we are in class. Guys, we're in class. Grab a slice of pizza. We got to get started. We got to get started. Make sure you hit that like button. I see only 53 of you hitting that like, 54 of you hitting that like button. We have a new member today. Did I miss the member? It doesn't. It says there's a new member, but it doesn't show me who. So if you're a brand new member, please let me know. You don't get a slice of pizza if you don't hit the like button. You have to. That's how you sign in. That's how you sign into class. Is by hitting that like button. Costco. It's called Kirkland now, I guess. I don't know. Kirkland pizzas. I like the Kirklands. All right. You joined today, Big Owls. Welcome, Big Owls. I'm gonna say it like that. Might not be what you say it, but I'm in this kind of mood today. I'm in a good mood. I hit twice. Oh, that means it's unliked. Take the pizza out of Lethal Moto's mouth. Dirty Skirts. Can you grab that pizza? He hit it twice. That means he unliked it. Okay. Hit it again if you hit it twice. Come on now. You know better. All right. Let's see. Are we on the right one? Okay, we're on the right one. Let's get the full thing on the page. There we go. Oh, no. Motostar started talking. Thank you, Dirty Skirts. I like seeing your... That's another thing, is that if you are a member and you make a comment, I see it. Like, it puts it on YouTube, it puts it, like, as a highlighted thing. And Dirty Skirts, you can make comments all the time. I love it. I see you. I might not always respond. I'll try to throw a love heart thing on it, because I can do that. Instead of just hitting like, I can hit the little love heart thing. I don't want to say love. It's just a heart. All right. Anyways. Pizza and riding is like drinking and riding. Eat or drink first. Yeah, you don't want to eat too much pizza. You're going to have an insulin response and get sleepy. All right. 96 of you. If we can get 90 likes. Let's hit that 90. Let's hit that 90. We'll start at 90. I have to know how many people show up to class to get this many pizzas. Pizza grease, throttle fingers. Oh no. I get it. I think all about. All right, if you want. And that's another thing, is if you don't want to hit the join button, it's only $1. I was on Twitch for a while, but I'm not on Twitch. YouTube is where I'm at. We do have the Smart Rider crew. This is my own membership site. Okay, we have Hog Rider in here, Arlene. We have a bunch of different people. Oh, we have a crash and close. Oh, we don't have a video of it. So this is where you can post your crashes and close calls in a video of it, and I'll review it. So let's just go ahead and let's do a quick little after action of this one. There's no video. So Bogdan, how you doing, Bogdan? Yesterday I had my first bike accident, so I figured I'd share what happened in case someone else can learn from it. In fact, let's go ahead and hit this record button. Hey, you doing, Black Burb? Welcome. All right, Bogdan, I see you here. We're live right now, so we're going to go over it. First accident. Yesterday, I had my first bike accident, so I figured I'd share what happened in case someone else can learn from it. Car coming from the opposite direction started doing a U-turn. I was riding in the left lane, and when I noticed the car, I moved over to the right lane, expecting a driver to stay in his lane after the maneuver. Instead, the driver cut across both lanes, park on the sidewalk, which suddenly left me with no escape path. Luckily, neither of us was going fast, and I managed to brake and avoid hitting the car. Good job with the progressive braking, but I couldn't straighten the bike because the car was right next to me on the left side, so I lost balance and ended up laying the bike down. Okay, that happens. Looking back, I love the after action that you're doing right here. Looking back, perfect. I probably should have anticipated that the driver might try to park instead of assuming he would continue in his lane. Okay, learning lesson. Thankfully, no one was hurt and the damage is minor, but it is a good reminder of how quickly things can change. Ride safe. So we're all doing our own crashes and close calls. Very minor. Get a little Sharpie. See if you can get a little Sharpie. Okay, very minor. You're not even going to notice it. Not even gonna notice it. Hopefully you're doing fine. Thank you for sharing that with the class. Go ahead and grab yourself a slice of pizza, Bogdan. Yeah. All right, so boom, boom. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna do this. This is a perk of being a part of the membership. If you post a video of it, I will do an actual review of it. So I just did a quick little video. Boom. That's part of what you get, especially if you're in the crashes and close calls. We have 252 members in here. Join up. They chat all the time. I try to join in. And we have a weekly live stream every Wednesday. So tomorrow we're going to do a live stream. Join in. It's unlisted. You guys haven't seen it. We've had a lot of live streams. Oh, all right. I already got out of it. Let's go and do this. In the classroom, past live streams. We've had some live streams. Right. And this is everything that comes into you got homework. Hopefully you guys did your homework. Just sit there and chat. How many likes do we have? 86. Let's get 4 more likes and then we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah, upload yours. So if you're part of the membership, the Smart Rider crew, you get access to it. If you don't know how to get in, boom, I'm going to paste it in the chat. It's in the description. There is the link to join. It's $5 a month, but you get access to quite a bit of stuff. Take a look at it. Yeah, sometimes you anticipate wrongly, and we all learn, right, Rexy? We all learn. It is what it is. That's why I have grace and forgiveness as a core tenet it's a value and a virtue that I have. So if you make a mistake, let's learn. If you learn from it, this is where the forgiveness and grace kicks in. Don't shame yourself into feeling like you're a terrible person. Is there a way to mark the Smart Rider crew members in this YouTube chat? I wish. 92 likes. We gotta get started. I wish we could. I want to find a way to add in the members. I bet you I can. AI is amazing. I bet you I can add it to the end of every video of all the members. Kind of like what they do with Patreon stuff. I bet you there is a way to do it. And I get distracted. And I'm not going to do it right now. I know there's a way to do it. The green ones are YouTube members. That's if you just want to have a cool green name during the live streams. That's really what that is. And I do post videos early. So that's how I'm able to see a lot of Dirty Skirts comments, because he comments on all the early released videos. All right, guys. 100 of you guys in here. I bet you guys are in here because of the thumbnail, huh? There's a chick on top of the dude. That's what it means when it comes to the thumbnails. Chick on top of the dude. That doesn't sound like motorcycle riding. All right, guys. We're going to hit that record button. You know how it goes. I will be promoting the Smart Rider motorcycle training system throughout. You know how it is. Within the free stuff, there's a little bit of ads, but on the live stream, I turned off ads. The ads are me promoting the educational content, okay? How you doing, Impulse? You saw the short and you saw that I was live. Welcome, Impulse. Welcome. I need to make more YouTube shorts. I think that's what I'll be doing today. All right, after I work out. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys.
Everyone, today
We're going to be starting with this MotoStars video. Let's take a look. There's going to be some crashes and close calls. We are, undertaking on the right. So we're going to be going over the plan method, okay? He was not looking or locating hazardous situations or relevant threats. Let's go back just a little bit. I want to point out right here, okay? Look at the face. This is why I want you guys wearing full face helmets. Okay, part of being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment. Okay, a 3/4 helmet, you're not protecting your face. A half helmet, you're not protecting your face. Full face and a modular helmet with the modular helmet down, you're protecting this. I want you guys to see this. We're going to go over what happened, but I want you guys to see this right there. That chin bar, That would have been your face ripped off, guys. Another thing, his cardopactoc edge. It fell off because it's magnetic. So if you want to get a cardopactoc edge, it's the Bluetooth system. It popped off because it fell and crashed. But this right here is a great Bluetooth system. Check it out. Link in the description for 10% off. I have a bunch of links in the description for a bunch of stuff. Rock form, Cardo, and my motorcycle training system, which we'll go over a little bit later. But right here, what did he do? So undertaking on the right. This is not a good idea. Okay. Part of locating hazardous situations is understanding there is intersections here. Okay, we have an intersection. Possible, right? Anybody want to come out? Can't see him, doesn't see him. Perfectly fine. What people don't see is that these parking lots are also possible intersections. Okay? Not good. So passing on the right, we have a line of sight issue for any cars coming in. We can't see cars. We're going a little bit faster than we should be going. We're trying to cut everybody. This is not an appropriate legal lane filtering in the state of Arizona. You can't be doing this. So do what people think you're going to do and stay in line. There's nothing we could have done here. We can't do any braking, progressive braking, can't swerve to the right, can't swerve to the left, accelerating out, it's not going to work. We talk about 3 different things. We'll let this play, go to the next one. 3 different things. Emergency accelerate, emergency swerve, emergency brake are the 3 things we can do on a motorcycle. Honking the horn, rev bombing is not going to help us. All right, let's take a look at this for a nice little chill ride. Doing a head check. Very good. Moving over. Doesn't want to turn off on that exit. Oh, hit a bump. Looks like California. You see the grooved lines on the concrete, the highway? He wasn't keeping his hands on the bars, and a big bump in the road was all it took. That 1 split-second mistake changed everything. So knowing that you're going to be able to ride without a hand, not a big deal, right? When everything's working perfect. But if things aren't working perfect, bad idea. So let's take a look. Is that the bump? Is that going to be the bump? No. Oh, where's the bump? I want to take a look at what the bump looks like. All right. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. So part of locating hazardous situations isn't just corners and intersections. It's also road surface hazards. And then we're going to talk about patterns, hopefully. Hopefully we can see some patterns like open lane pattern, side of the vehicle pattern. We talk about those. And it's part of the motorcycle training system that I have. 3 books plus a rescue card. I'll show a little bit more about that, but it takes you from 0 to licensed rider with some motorcycle training drills, how to rescue somebody after a crash. Check it out. It's a full system. We talk about this in Riding Smart, one of the books, where we have to look for hazardous situations like potholes, bumps, and everything like that. So if you see that ahead of time, you know to keep your hands. But if we're getting distracted, this could possibly happen. And it's also why we wear gear, just in case something happens and we fail. It is what it is. It's part of life. You want to be able to come out of that, hopefully not dead. Because then you can't learn anymore if you're dead. Oh. Isn't that one of the newer Sportsters? Good job.
At least you don't have so many gauge clusters.
Are you good?
Yeah.
I'm a nurse. So when I was talking about the system, that's the card that pops up. You know, it's the card that you can have in your wallet. I have it in my wallet. And it comes with a digital version of everything. If you get any of the print, the books with the cones, because it comes with cones. If you want to get the cone kit, there's the digital version. But this comes with it. So you heard that squealing of the tires? That's part of the ensure your own safety. If you crash on the road, what's going to be the hazard if you're able to stand up and get out of the way? Other traffic. So you have to pay attention. Look down traffic. Keep an eye on traffic in case somebody's not paying attention. It could be pretty scary. But remain calm. He did pretty good remaining calm. And we want to learn how to stop major bleeds. And that's part of the rescue booklet. Okay, I go over everything on how to stop major bleeds. It's basically stop the bleed, but for motorcycles. Okay, so take a stop the bleed class. But you get that card. So pretty crazy. Get on the side of the road as quick as you can.
Yeah.
She's probably going to do some assessments. Very good. All right, we're going to go crazy. Oh, low-sided. Skids. Ooh.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay. He's standing, he's walking. Remember, remain calm. I didn't remain calm very well. Remain calm. He's standing, he's walking. If he's standing, that means his blood pressure's doing fine for now. You know, if he's walking, talking, he's alert, verbal, you know, then maybe, you know, his AVPU scale is pretty good. So like you can gain a lot from that assessment. Before the live stream started, we were talking about trail braking. Look, he's doing some trail braking. That's what it looks like. But we're also pushing the bike pretty hard. And we low-sided, so we lost traction, fell in. So we're sliding full leathers, very good. That's going to help out with a lot of abrasions. And then the impact protection. Oh, my Lanta. Hopefully you have insurance because you just messed up that car too. So when we watch movies, cars and things blow up, right? They blow up. Not the case. Not the case. That's movie magic, okay? I know we need to get a thumbnail, huh? Movie magic. So what's happening is the gasoline exited the gas tank, and there was enough of a spark somewhere. It hit the lower flammable limit to where the gases from the gas. It's, yeah, the vapor from the gas caught fire, and therefore this is what's happening. It's not going to blow up, okay? It's not under any pressure anymore because it's exited the gas tank. So it's just going to be on fire, and it looks crazy because it's spitting gas everywhere, okay? Pyrolysis. But we do need a thumbnail here, guys. You know how this goes. You guys know how this goes. Something like that. All right, let's move on. So, is he walking? Is he talking? Is he fine? And you see the other motorcycle riders going by? They can learn how to rescue him after the crash. Is he having any major bleeds? Because major bleeds, like bleeding out, is a big problem when it comes to trauma incidents. And they're preventable if you're able to stop that bleeding. All right, here we go. Watch out for anybody coming out. Lots of different random things like the side of the motorcyclist. Okay, all right. There's the crash. We had a passenger. So we have some issues when it comes to this. We're going to go over every single one, okay? So we're coming up through here. We have a passenger on our motorcycle. So one of the things that happens when you have a passenger on a motorcycle or a lot of stuff on your motorcycle that adds weight, your total stopping distance is going to be extended. You're not going to be able to stop. It's just like a semi-truck needs a long ways to stop compared to a tiny little schmeat car, a little smart car, right? You need a longer distance for these semi-trucks to stop. And if you think about a train, they need like a mile to come to a stop, right? So when we have a passenger on the back, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for us to stop. So when we're traveling, we should be aware of that. There's that side of the motorcycle. Remember, we're talking about patterns when it comes to the plan method. We're locating hazardous situations. Intersections are hazardous because we have a possibility of this happening. Typically, it's a car, but we have a motorcycle rider. Okay? So side of the motorcycle, side of the car. That means that we're going to come in like this. Now, the first instinct that everyone has is to bam, 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 slam the brakes. Watch the motorcycle rider that we're going to hit. Oh, there's the brakes. And then he's going to try to give it some throttle. Remember, 3 things we can do. You have to make this decision. You have to be aware of it soon. When you're coming up to the intersection, I'm either going to swerve, brake, or accelerate if something's happening. If I'm already in the intersection, I'm not going to brake. I'm going to get out of the intersection, or I'm going to swerve. Braking in the intersection means I'm just going to stay in the intersection or slow down to where I'm going to get hit. Okay? Getting closer to the intersection, I might be able to brake before entering the intersection. So not much we can do. Horn is not going to do anything. And he finally learns to swerve, but if he didn't hit that brakes, he would have probably been passed, right? So we're just trying to learn. We're doing an after-action review of what happened, mistakes and successes. There's some mistakes. Hopefully we'll find some successes here. All right, here we go. Pure Flight. Beautiful looking area. It looks like a college town for some reason. I don't know why I said that.
Decided to go right from the left turn lane.
Okay, so green light.
Look and pulled out right in front of the rider.
That was the Jeep's fault.
Really?
Now,
What?
we can talk about fault.
What's that?
and we can talk about responsibility. So the motorcycle rider has a responsibility for their own safety, even if somebody is doing something wrong.
Can pull out right in
So this is not anticipated, so it's very difficult to understand what's going to happen when it does happen. But as soon as I see these tires turn to the right, I'm just going to pretend he is going to get in front of me. These are the things I scan for. So I'm going to start applying the brakes, and if he goes left, for some reason he turned his tires right, and then he goes left, okay, not a big deal. I continue. But if he is turning right, I'm already braking. I always anticipate the worst case scenario, and I act in that fashion. And if it doesn't happen to be the worst case scenario, it's just like a normal scenario, I'll just go ahead and continue on with my day. And if we fail and we do crash, once again, acquire and use personal protective equipment. Go on your rides every single time with that equipment in case something random happens.
Bro, what was that? What was that?
And have full coverage insurance. Oh, here we go. Speed wobbles, but why? I want to take a look. Okay, so he crashed. He's going all over the place. I want to figure out why. Because I saw the speedometer say 80. Why did we all of a sudden hit a speed wobble? So what can happen? 80 is not that fast, especially on highway speeds. And I bet you guys do 80 anyways. Like in a 75, you'll go 80. Not a big deal, right? So why would this happen even at 80 miles per hour? I don't know. 3, 2, 1. Either suspension is damaged. So we have like a fork oil leak out of one side, and now our suspension's not doing as well. Tire PSI could be pretty bad. A grooved road, same thing, right? Cage-free torn, so getting stuck in the little grooved road. So PSI damage, whatever it is, maybe applying the brakes too hard, doesn't look like he's doing that. A road surface hazard, maybe he hit like a big rock before the video started. All these things we don't know, but the simple fact that I'm pointing these things out, maybe you should check your suspension, check your tires, and look for road surface hazards. Right? So we're going to learn. Oh. Can't see much at night, but there is a crash. Hopefully he's got full gear. Looks like he's got gloves, helmet. Okay, moving on. People just, doing stupid. Oh. No. Okay. So people are getting out of the way because of the white van doing some tree trimming or whatever it is. We're in the middle of the lane. We're like right here. Okay? So part of positioning for safety, the plan method is what we discuss all the time. Position for safety, locate, assess, navigate active threats. First, we have to start off in a position for safety. If I see that people are doing this consistently in my lane because of this person right here, I'm automatically going to switch ahead of time to the far left. Automatically. Because if I'm over on the right, I'm going to get hit. If I'm over in the middle, there's a chance I could get hit. So I'm going to try to be over on the left side as close to the curb as possible, so I have a space cushion from anybody wanting to take this space. Okay? We did not move until last second, and it was we barely moved. Now, whose fault is it? It's the car's fault. We get it. I understand. We can sit here in the hospital complaining about the car all day. We could do that. Who's responsible for your safety? You. So as the motorcycle rider, we're learning skills so you can be more responsible. Move over. Should they have done this? No. Move over. You should have seen it ahead of time. We're filming with a potato, but I'm sure our eyeballs are at least 20/20, hopefully under 20/40. Okay? But we should have been able to see it ahead of time, maybe moved over, or allowed this slow down enough back there, let him in, and then you go. Like, there's other things we could have done other than just kind of stay in our lane and be like, I have the right of way. Because, having the right of way is great until this happens. Here we go. Roundabout, having fun with our buddies. Yeah, low side. Can't see much at night. You don't know if there's a road surface hazard like gravel or anything like that, but nobody in front of us had that problem. So more than likely, we had an issue with our ability to negotiate the roundabout. Okay, roundabouts, just like intersections, are hazardous. Hey, that's him. Let's take a look. Nice sharp left turn. We're using the whole road for some reason. Ooh, cobbled. That could be a little dangerous. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you stopping, dude? Why are you stopping? All right, moving on. Oh, I've seen her on Instagrams. She likes to ride without a helmet for some reason. She's got a tire around her waist, probably going to change out her tires. Probably the tires are worn. So we're riding the motorcycle that has worn tires to get the tire, to replace the tire so we can have worn tires. Fun fact, the rear tire wears out twice as fast as the front. Okay.
Your helmet, this clip should be enough to prove you are making
Nice little, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
So first, I want to come on and I want to say that all the love and support that I've received is absolutely amazing.
I'm glad she's getting the love and support. I'm glad she is. Okay.
making a huge.
So high wind. So people think a lot of the times helmets are optional, and think like, oh, helmet. Yeah, the obvious is the helmet's going to protect the brain. Look at her squinting really hard. The glasses aren't doing a good job of blocking the wind. So you're like doing this. You're like not seeing very well. Just not seeing very well. The helmet's going to help it to where you can actually see on top of it, you know? The helmet's going to protect your head, all that stuff, but at least like with no crashes involved, you're going to be able to see. So please, the glasses aren't going to do anything. They're not. Once you get past 20 miles an hour, you're going to get wind circulating in there and dry out your eyes, and you're going to have to be squinting. So watch the panic. So more than like, I think there was a car that stopped in front of her, or she was catching up to the car because maybe she couldn't see the total stopping distance, the space cushion, because the visibility is a big problem. So we're having this issue. But watch.
Mistake.
That right there is grab everything, grab it. That's a panic response. Remember what I said, 3 things: swerve, brake, accelerate. Right now we're doing just like, I need to stop. That's the same thing as somebody in a car like slamming the brakes and be like, please stop. And then we finally dropped it because we slammed the front brake and the rear brake so hard that we locked up the tires. This is a Sportster, so it doesn't have ABS. And so we locked up the tires and had to lay her down. That's what that is. And I want to point out right here, we're going to go over a little bit of mechanism of injury. Okay, you can pause it if you want and see what that means. Left knee, left ankle hit, left hip. Thankfully, we have the tire. We have a little spare tire around our waist. You know, some guys have that. Some, right knee, right ankle. I mean, our right shoulder, left shoulder, everything's getting hit. You're starting to notice, like, it doesn't even matter if we just go over every single thing that got hit, because everything's going to get hit. There's the head. Glasses didn't do anything. I want to point out right there. All right. I'm very surprised she's alive. I'm very surprised she's alive. So we have one thing you always want to look for when it comes to an injury like this is, where does it start? Where does the blood start? Right here. So we have an initial impact right here, or we have some kind of laceration, and we bled out pretty good because of gravity.
So first, I want to come on and I want to say.
And so she probably has a broken maxilla. Right. We have definitely some tissue damage. But you just see where the face gets hit. Full face helmet, everybody.
All the love and support that I've received is absolutely amazing.
All right, here we go. Going around a corner, nice and easy. Slow it down. Good job. Navigated the corner. It is what it is. You did it how you did it. It didn't look pretty, but it is working. Good job. Imagine if we were speeding like nutty, crazy people. We would have hit those deer. And maybe the guy in the front saw the deer and talked on his cardo and said, "Hey, everybody, there's deer on the road. Everyone slow down," right? Here we go. Roundabout. Yeah, get her knee down. Oh, we got gear. It is what it is. Why did we crash? I don't know. Maybe grab the brakes. Oh, no. Some love and support for that lady. Yes, yes, yes. All right, here we go. Moto Falcon. Nice and easy. Great view of everything. There's a side of the vehicle. It's a side of the cop car. He had his lights and sirens, but still should have been able to do it safely. We slowed down enough. We applied the brakes. Good job with the progressive brake pressure. If we were speeding, we would have hit in the middle of that car. Should the cop have done that? Well, they're allowed to do quite a bit of things when it comes to responding to a call. They're allowed to make these U-turns and stuff. But here's the thing. If somebody crashed into that cop car while they did that illegal U-turn, the cop is liable. So as a firefighter, we can do a lot of stuff with lights and sirens, but we can't blow stop signs. We can't break the law. We are asking permission with our lights and sirens to have the right of way from other people. That's all that is. It does not give them the authority to break the law. A lot of cops, a lot of firefighters, a lot of people think they can get away with it because they have the mentality of, I get to break the law because I'm public safety. No, you have to follow the law. You're asking permission from other drivers if I can do this thing. And you have to be responding to an emergency. That's the liability thing. Yeah, that's true. The cops or the taxpayers break it. Oh, what the heck?
That's me.
That's me.
Probably wondering how I ended up.
Okay, we've got some armor. It is what it is, but at least he's doing that.
Rider strip in a very brutal way.
Okay, what do we got here? Sharp left turn, blind corner. Don't know what's around the corner. Ooh. That could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. Found the escape, got into the escape. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. So what do we got here? Okay, I can't listen to that music. What's up with all this copyrighted music here? Got pushed out. So this right here, let's go back to the very beginning. This is an open lane pattern. This is an open lane pattern right here. Some of you guys that watch this all the time could probably see it in the first frame also and be like, open lane pattern. Write in the comments if you see open lane pattern side of the vehicle quite a bit. So right here, what it is this car right here is going slower than what this car wants. He sees a big open lane right here, decides to switch over into that open lane. It's just like you go into a shorter line at Starbucks or Costco, right? You just want to get to the shorter lane. So when you see this right here, when you're riding, anticipate that somebody might come out. So maintain a staggered formation with the other car. You don't want to be side by side because they'll hit you. They don't pay attention. Why don't they pay attention? I don't know. Maybe this thing right here. They don't see us. They just don't see us. It is what it is. Just live with it. So he comes out, pushes it out. We continue to fight for it. We could have done some progressive braking to not have to do that. Thankfully, it's a success. So right here, I use my Rockform mount for that exact reason with the phone GPS. Okay, block of wood. Good job. Good job. Was just out for a ride and almost got hit by a block of wood. Don't be next to vehicles that have a bunch of stuff in the back. You know what I mean? Stay away from it. They probably have a broken windshield. Interesting. That would suck. He almost hit me with his car while I was talking to him. Why were you talking to him in the first place? And by talking, were you like, hey, motherfucker, like screaming at him? Because why are you trying to talk to somebody while driving and riding? You know what I mean? I was just talking to him. Why'd he do that? I'm a victim. I'm a victim. All right, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. Good swerve. Yes. We have a success. We have a success. Should the car have done that? No, the car shouldn't have, but we did a great swerve. You guys see the swerve, right? Yeah, right. No, it didn't even look, right? We are in the far left position, whatever you want to call it, of the middle lane. We are in the far left of the middle lane. A car, the side of the vehicle, indicates that we're probably going to hit them. So we're in the far left, in the position for safety. We're doing fine. We're in this position because the car in front of us, we want to have a good line of sight in front of the car. Doing very good. Great space cushion between us. We can just communicate with each other on our cardos, call each other names, do whatever you want to do, talk about, what do you want to eat and all this other stuff. Just it is what it is, but have a good space cushion. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Get closer when it comes to intersections and whatnot so you don't miss the lights and whatnot. And if you do, you do. It is what it is. But look, position way over here.
Like, okay.
Sees it. Completely. Now he looks back and everything. Okay, we can adjust that. Don't look back. Just keep going. Look forward because you're still traveling. But he went from the far left of the middle lane to the middle of the right lane. That is a swerve. I'm tired of seeing people say, I'm over here and I swerved right here. That's a swerve. That's a lane change. It's a lane position change inside the same lane. Sometimes that works. If there's a road surface hazard right here, you got to switch over, stay in your lane. But if a car is going to come into your lane, a car is going to take up the whole lane. So if you go from here to here, you still got hit by the car. You must learn how to swerve to a whole new lane. Practice your swerves. Practice your swerves. We practice that in the book. Get the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System. It's part of riding smart. You're going to learn how to maneuver your bike with the Smart Rider drills. And if you crash, you're going to learn how to rescue someone or yourself. Get the system. Learn how to swerve. This is a great swerve. What's your name? Dave's Man Cave. Good job, man.
Freaking old people.
Yeah, the MSF swerve is too small. Practice your swerves. Hands. You just went from a transition on the bridge. There's bumps. Now you're side by side in a blind spot. Are they going to come over? You got into their blind spot. Pay attention. All right. Lots of traffic. Watch out. Good job with the brakes. Slow it down before you're entering this craziness.
Hey, yo.
Biker in Christ.
You didn't see me.
That's not very Christ-like. That's not very nice. All right. Side by side with the vehicle in blind spot. What are they going to do? They got their blinker. Don't fight for it. Let them in. You know they were coming. They had like 3 or 4 blinks before they switched the lanes, and you stayed exactly right there. So honking the horn, did that do anything? No. Honk the horn. It's not going to do anything. What saved you? Oh, we're in the other lane. That's what saved you. Just move over to the other lane. Stop wasting movement on this. Stop thinking this will solve the problem. The lane change solved your problem. Either let them in so you don't have to deal with this, or if this ever happens to you and they get into your lane and they push you out, just switch lanes. Don't worry about honking the horn. Stop wasting movement. All right, what do we got? Come on, keep going.
Where are you going today?
Where are you going today?
Going to enjoy a beautiful.
There's the side of the vehicle right there. Are they going to come out?
And as always,
Good job applying the brakes. They used the whole lane to get in there. But good job with the progressive braking. You handled it. It is what it is. You did a good job. All right, we're getting pushed out. Roll off the throttle. Apply the brakes. Let them in. Stop fighting for it. Let them in or accelerate out. 3 things. Mercy accelerate, mercy swerve, or mercy brake. You could have broked somethings. You could have you could have accelerated out. You couldn't swerve left or right. You got to do something. Stop hanging out. Do something. Stop hanging out. And then doing this is it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't solve anything. We don't care. We're going to watch people actually deal with real problems. This is now a new problem that you created. All right, moving on. Oh, that was an open lane pattern. You guys see it, right? When you see a long stack of cars and your lane is open, just be careful. Be careful. Move over to the opposite side where all the traffic is. In case somebody comes out, you're not going to get hit. Because if you're right here and somebody comes out, boom, you get hit. Just move over to the other side. So if they do that, you can accelerate or, let them in or, do something because you have a space cushion. You have something to work with. Good swerve, though. Good swerve. Using the Cardo Pack Talk. Oh, now we're just... That was another open lane pattern. Moving to the open lane. Didn't want to be stuck behind that. Okay, it's not... Is it like... Oh, jeez. Was he having like 6 or 7 close calls? If you're having that many, please take a look at what you're doing. Hopefully this isn't the guy. Let's go ahead and hit this button. You ready? 3, 2. Here we go. Oh, geez. Hopefully it's not the same guy. What do we got? Oh.
No.
You okay, bro?
So now I'll go stand your bike up. No way.
No way.
No way.
Oh, look at the leg. Yeah. Look at the leg. Look at the leg. Look at the leg. Where's this guy come from?
I thought it was good.
Hey, go sit down.
No.
Just sit down. Trust me.
Yeah, you want to sit down because your blood pressure could drop because it's working against all your body and gravity. It has to get all the way up there. But if you're sitting down, it makes it easier for your... I don't know why I'm doing this with my hand. But it makes it easier for your blood pressure because if it drops and you're standing, you're going to fall and hit your head. I'd rather lay down gently when I'm already sitting down. So how did this even happen? Let's take a look. We don't know. But we did see a guardrail. And why would they have a guardrail? It's probably on a corner. There's a guardrail in the corner. So left leg hit. I want you guys to see his left leg. I'll try to pause it. It's a natural reaction. Look at that. Imagine if that's your skin ripped open like that and that's your muscle being exposed. You have to think of it that way. Think of it that way when it comes to gear. And we're getting towards the end of the video. I get it. So I'm going to end it with this. You have layers on your flesh. You have your epidermis, dermis, subcutaneous fat. Then you have your muscle tissue, or actually before that, you have some other tissue. What is it called? Please write in the comments. You know what I'm talking about. It's that layer that goes around all your muscles. Anyways, you have that. Then you have your muscle tissue. Then you have all the different nerve endings. So hopefully you have a lot of muscle. And then you have bone, right? So multiple layers, right? Well, if you're riding a motorcycle with nothing on, right? You're just wearing a G-string thong. Some of you guys are crazy. I get it. And you're not wearing anything. Okay, first layer that gets ripped is that epidermis and dermis. And now you have like muscle tissue, the fascia. There you go. Then you have your fascia exposed, right? Not good. So we wear some clothes. We wear some jeans. Now we have one layer above our skin. Cool. Boom, it got ripped open. What do you want on top of the skin to keep the skin not being exposed? Motorcycle gear. Now, you can wear lots of layers. That's what you do when it's cold. You want to wear multiple layers so you can peel one off and do all this other stuff. But you want something that is specifically designed to handle abrasions and impacts. And that's what motorcycle-specific gear has. Just like with firefighting, we had very specific layers inside of our firefighter turnouts. We had the outer shell that was abrasion resistant and it was water resistant. Then inside, right after that, we had a vapor barrier. It was pretty much plastic, something that can handle high heat. So we had plastic so that we wouldn't get vapor coming through. And then it had a third layer underneath it was a thermal reduction layer. So it's like a lot of it's very like a lot of padding and a bunch of other stuff, so we didn't feel the massive amount of heat. So we had 3 layers as firefighters in our turnouts for very specific reasons. Same thing with motorcycle gear. There's very specific abrasion resistant, impact resistant. We have reinforced stitching. We have all these different things when it comes to motorcycle pants, jackets, gloves, boots and helmets. They all have different layers for different reasons because we want one layer to maybe get damaged. Maybe the second layer gets damaged. Hopefully the third layer catches it. So then the 4th and 5th layer, which is our skin and muscle and fascia and all that stuff, doesn't get touched. If you're just wearing pants, just regular cotton and jeans, that layers can get ripped. And now the second layer that could get ripped is your skin. So please wear gear. With that said, ride safe, be safe. Check out motorcycletrainingconcepts.com. Check out the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System. I got a lot of resources for you so that you don't make these same mistakes, or hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Woo-wee. Yeah, that's just one video. Guys, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. We got some more. We got some more. Okay, we got this one out of the way. You see how there's 2 tabs at the top? We got 2 more crash videos. This is also a new video. This one came in 2 days ago. 2 days ago. How you doing? Who just got here? Who just got here? I see it. Huge thanks from down under. Hello, punky biker. How you doing? And safety equipment should not be cost prohibitive. I agree. That's why I have a tab open. Did I get rid of the no, don't tell me. Now I just screwed up. I had a tab open. Where is it? Nope, I must have got out of it. I have a tab open because it's about time. Whoa. It's about time for me to get a new helmet. And I have a Voss helmet. I have an affiliate link somewhere. I don't know. But this is the helmet I have. $200. Highly recommend getting a pin lock though, so it makes it $224. That's it. It has a drop-down visor for the smoke. I wear glasses anyway, so I ride around with a clear visor. I got my gloves in here. People are out here buying like $500 helmets. It's coming up 5 years for that helmet, so it's about time to replace it. Roughly 5 years is when you want to replace it. I'm the second to last video on this next one, just after the guy with the gas tank issue. Okay, here we go, spoilers. Is this you, Austin C? Is that you? Wait, you said second to last. Are you Nacho? Or Gavin? Oh, you're I was gonna say you're Austin because Big Oz. Let's take a look at yours real quick. I'm not gonna hit the record button. Oh, there's the gas tank issue. You're right.
Oh my God.
Nice little apes, dude. Hey, you got some gear. Nice little lane change. Something behind this vehicle. Oh. Good. Big Oz. Big Oz. You get the whole pizza. You get the whole pizza. Hog Rider, I see that Elad's out on patrol. You know, Big Oz gets to have Elad's pizza. We'll make some more pizza for him tomorrow. Dude, good job. Exactly that. Exactly that. Now do a straight line weave around these cones. Do a little straight line weave. I definitely could have kept a better line of sight and space cushion, like I said first. And that's a tough one. Take a look at. I mean, like that's a tough one because you're supposed to have, you know, like something tied off on the end of something sticking out, you know, to like give an idea of like the distance. It does. It gives it a little bit. You're not gonna. That to me is what stuck out because you're getting close to that. Right? I mean, if you just stayed here and there wasn't like a piece of wood sticking out, I bet you could have applied a little bit more brake pressure and stayed right behind the vehicle. But here's the thing. Don't say something nice about yourself real quick. I want you to say something nice. Start off, let's sandwich it. Let's sandwich it. Say something nice about what you said. You already said I could have kept a better line of sight and space cushion, and then say something nice again. Let's sandwich it with a compliment here. So you did a good job. You could have applied, like, you did a great swerve. I'll do it. I'll do it right now. You saw it ahead. You saw it ahead of time. You did enough to decelerate. I'm gonna go over this in the recording. You realized you didn't have enough space cushion, so you moved off into a swerve. You didn't just keep trying to apply the front brake and had to layer down. You found an escape route, and then while you're in that escape route, you applied the brakes so that you didn't have to keep going. So great job. Now, what could you have done better? Yeah, a little bit more of a space cushion. Just a little bit more. Okay. And then what else is good? What else is good? I mean, I already said like 3 good things in the first one. Great swerve, too. Yeah, good job. You get a whole pizza, dude. You get a whole pizza. Nice little head check. It's like, oh, slowing down. And he applied the brakes hard, too. See that? See, when you do it like that, it makes it look easy. So everybody in the chat, everybody watching the video right now, let's go ahead and put that at the beginning. Everybody's sitting here in the classroom. Everybody, in the chat. That's what it looks like. Simple, easy. It is what it is. We see 2 people lay it down, do stupid stuff. But we handled it. Big owls. Big owls. And it's actually Big Austin. It's a Big Austin. I don't know why I say it with a Boston accent over here. Don't know why. But I like it. Let's see. How many people are in here? 115 of you and only 106 likes. Let's get to 115 likes. 115 likes. You get a piece of pizza if you hit the like button. You have to sign in to get a piece of pizza. 115. There's 116 of you in here. 118 of you in here. You don't get a slice of pizza unless you hit that like button. 113 of you hit the like button. 113 slices of pizza. Man, guys, we need to get some more pizzas out here. Can you go down to the crew lounge? We have some more delivered. Dirty Skirts went and got some. All right, we're gonna have to get some more boxes of pizzas in his. 118. All right, you guys can have a slice of pizza. All right, because Big Owls gets his own large. It's easy when you practice it, develop the skills, and use the plan method. There it is. Shmee! Come on, Shmee. Every time I say Shmee, I think of Hook, the movie. You want chicken wings? Can we get chicken wings? Let's get Hoggy Rider some chicken wings. He's always here. Start getting a nice basket of chicken wings every single time we have a live stream. All right. How big of a temperature change should warrant a tire pressure check? I just check before every ride. I keep a little tire gauge. It's 2 tires. It is what it is. The boo box. I want corned beef and sauerkraut and Swiss pizza. Wow, that's an interesting choice. That's part of the way I got the. It's me. Every 10 is the rule, but yes, for your bike, yeah. Yeah. Oh, so you mean like if it's like hot, you don't want to like pump it all the way up because then when you start riding, it's even warmer. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we missed Pi Day. That's true. All right, guys, we're gonna jump in this. 120 of you in class today. That's like a full lecture hall at a college. That's pretty awesome. That's how I like to look at it. We're having a full lecture at a college lecture hall. Let's get 2 more likes. 120 likes. Let's get 2 more likes. We're gonna start this one. We have Big Owls in the chat. He's at the very end of this video. 119 likes. 1 more. Here we go. I recently learned Glenn Close was the boo box victim. What? Glenn Close has played a lot of different roles. Hey, I see one of you hit the like button twice, and I saw it go down. 2 more likes. Let's get it going, and then we're gonna start on this. Stop throwing paper airplanes. Just kidding. Teach me how you did that because it made it all the way to the front of the class. I see you way back there. You guys are chewing on those crayons. Which one are you guys? Are all Marines. Make sure we have. Okay, we got that. Okay, we have enough. Is it? It's getting stop, guys. You're drinking all the lemon lime and sour apple juice out of the pen. It's getting all messed up. There we go. Thank you for getting me a new one. Oh, jeez. I know the yellow crayons taste delicioso. That's delicious in Spanish, by the way. All right. So 3, we're going to hit the record button. We're going to start on this. We got 2 more videos. I almost flipped you guys off. Sorry about that. 2 more videos. Yeah, hooker references won't ever get old. Get it? Just like just like Peter Pan. All right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go, guys. We have a MotoStars video. We're going to power through a lot of this stuff because we're going to try to figure out what happened, what went wrong. So if you're a brand new rider, we're not making these mistakes.
Ride safe.
So ride safe, just like MotoStars said. So we got clipped in a group ride. Why are we getting clipped in group rides? Either we're slowing down for a reason. Why are we slowing down for a reason? Look at the road that we're on. Okay, let's go ahead and diagnose some of this situation right here. So the road looks terrible. Maybe the road work is happening, and so we're all kind of slowing down, a little bit freaked out about all the gravel. And so the people in the back aren't paying attention, aren't hearing it, aren't, communicating with the people in the back, all these different things. That's why, guys, get yourself a Cardo Pack Talk Bluetooth system so you can talk to each other. There's links in the description for phone mounts, the Bluetooth stuff, discounts, everything. Check it out. Link in the description. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but this is why we need to communicate. We need to communicate. Okay, so that's lesson number 1. Let's move on. Here we go. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, that's always a good sign. Music is interesting. I don't like it. I'm going to mute that. Okay. Oh, he's dead. All right. All right. Oh. So making it around the corner is an important thing. So if you're brand new to the channel and you are a brand new rider, you're trying to learn how to ride, or you're returning from a long time, maybe you had a kid and you had to sell the bike and now you're back and it's like the kid's in college and you want to start riding again, we do the plan method. The plan method is what we focus on. Locating hazardous situations is corners and intersections, assessing if there's relevant threats like a car on our road, or navigating the active one where now we're in the road towards the car. Are we the active threat by speeding too much around these corners? Are we the active threat because we don't have the skill set to navigate corners, which is one of the dangerous places for motorcycle riders? Failure to negotiate corners is where a lot of crashes happen. So we focus on that and intersections and different patterns. Hopefully we can see some stuff in this video. But if you're brand new, like I said, and you want to start learning and you don't have an MSF course around you, I got a bunch of books. I got a bunch of stuff. I'll talk more about that later. It's linked in the description. So right here, we are going too fast in the corner. We went wide. You see the line? We're crossing the line. And we impacted the vehicle. Very, very high mechanism of injury. Very high mechanism. Full multi-system trauma, organs, blood, so that circulatory system, musculoskeletal system, nervous system, everything's getting damaged. And he's going to hit the ground pretty hard after that impact because he's no longer traveling on the motorcycle. And he's in a bad spot, and I got to hit a thumbnail. All right, move on. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about more of this stuff. We have a car coming up behind us, 360 situation awareness. Oh, not much we could have done in that situation. Thankfully, kept up on the bike. Check your mirrors, protect yourself. So when I was saying 360 situation awareness, especially at night, if all of a sudden a bright light's getting closer and closer and closer really quick, at least look at what that light is. Then you might have to switch lanes. If he did fall down and crash, part of being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment. And that's why it's the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System. We go off of these principles. So I do have a gear guide on my website and a few other things too. Links in the description for everything. Oh!
But I had a praying grandmother.
I hope that's not copyrighted music. Let's go back just a little bit. So we are Venom. So why didn't Venom jump in and, protect them? Anyways, we are coming up to here. And we don't have a good enough space cushion for what we're doing, okay? And we're probably not locating hazardous situations like a car right in front of us, okay? Maybe we're not doing that. So we can only do 3 things in an emergency, and I talk about that in the book, Riding Smart, is we can emergency swerve, emergency accelerate, and emergency brake. Those are the only 3 things we can do. We cannot, honk the horn to save us. It's not going to work all the time. We're not going to be able to rev bomb. It's not going to work all the time. We only have control over 3 things: turning, going, and braking, stopping, I guess. So right here, we're going to try to swerve. We're all the way on the far left side of our lane. If there's a car in the lane, they're taking up the whole lane. So what do we have to do? We have to get outside of the lane. So we could have swerved closest to us, or we could have swerved farther. So you have to make a split decision here. Do I swerve across everything to get to the open lane onto the right? Or do I use the cool thing about motorcycles, and especially with this shoulder, a car can do it. But cool thing about motorcycles, we can take a tiny little space and then get back into our lane if we need to. Or get over here, apply the brakes, wait till an opening, accelerate hard, and then get back into our lane, right? So we made a choice, though. Good job, made a choice. Just, we need to practice the actual skill. You made a good choice, but we need to practice the swerve. So practice in a parking lot. That's chapter 9 in the book. We practice. I show you how to set up with a set of cones. You only need 10 cones for anything I do in my books. Okay? I sell cones. You can get 5 tennis balls cut in half. Here's my cones that I have that I can sell. There's the impact. We could have swerved off to the left. So, good job making a choice. We always want to find out what's good. Now, what can we improve on? I don't want to say bad. We did good. What can we improve? We can improve our swerves. And the choice to go left. All right, here we go. We have a sharp right turn coming up ahead.
Situations like this.
You saw the sign. I saw it. There's the turn. Big group ride. Idiots on the group ride. I want to point this out because this is probably going to happen to you as a new rider wanting to keep up with your buddies, right? You just joined a group ride. You're new, and it's like everyone's going so much faster than me. I need to catch up. Like this anxiety that you might have in your head of wanting to be a part of the group and all this other stuff. We have a sharp right turn coming up ahead. I'm going to point it right there. It is sharp right turn. There's the sign. So ride within your limits first. But if you see that there's a sign, don't speed up to the sharp corner. Okay. So that's what happened. Is the guy in the back. I'm going to assume he's a new rider. He's probably just an idiot. But let's assume he's a new rider. Okay. Let's give some grace to this, right? So sped up.
This rider clearly admitted that situations like this one are the main reason he's decided to avoid group rides.
Right here. Sped up because he wants to get in the front, maybe next to his buddy. He wants to be a part of the group, wants to show off a little bit. Look at me, boy. Well, all this stuff, but we have a turn. And now we're not going to be able to make the turn because we're going too fast for the turn. So once again, corners are hazardous situations. Group rides are naturally hazardous, but here's the thing. You're riding on the road with cars. You're in a group ride. The cars are part of the group. Treat it staggered. Try to stay away from everyone else in the group. You're riding with cars. You're riding with motorcycles. It doesn't matter. Try to stay away. Don't speed up and do stupid stuff like this. Okay? So he went too wide. There's the impact. Thankfully, the impact wasn't head on. It was an angular little deflection. Still painful. Left ankle, left knee, left hip, left hand. Mechanism injury and all that stuff. Part of this the Smart Rider motorcycle training system, I give you a rescue card and how to rescue somebody after a crash, stop major bleeds, all this other stuff. So check it out. Card. You can put it in your wallet if you get the print edition. You get a phone-friendly version of it if you get the digital. All right, so now we're going to check on our buddy. All right, moving on, I guess. Make sure when you go riding, you get enough sleep and bring your brain. Yes, sleepy, drowsy riding is just like drunk driving. So, same thing. Just pay attention, focus, and that's part of the safety checklist. I have things for everything because I've seen thousands, tens and tens of thousands of crashes. I've been doing this for years. Years. There's like 20, 30 crashes and close calls in each video, and I do 3 a week for years. I've seen thousands, so I've made systems like the plan method, rescue, and safety. Safety, the S, is state of mind. The F in safety is fitness for the ride. Are you dehydrated? Are you tired? This will have an effect on your body and your decision making. When you're hungry, angry, lonely, tired, you tend to get irritable. So when somebody upsets you and you're hungry, angry, lonely, tired, you're going to react in a very bad way. So understand, hey, I'm going to make sure I have a meal before I talk to my girlfriend or my girlfriend talks to me. You make sure you eat, hangry, right? So anyways, if you're tired, you're not going to be able to function well. Ad Astra. I've never seen that movie. Anybody see that? Oh!
From that other perspective, you can see the driver decided to turn from the middle lane, which is something the rider honestly never saw coming.
Oh, yeah, they turned wide to make a wide turn with a trailer. That's hard to see, but notice how we're going higher than the flow of traffic, okay? We're going to diagnose some of this stuff. Remember, what right? And what can we improve on? So we're going a little bit faster than the flow of traffic. Not much. Okay, there's that. But we never want to slow down. I don't know. There's some things here. This is kind of like a oh crap moment. This kind of sucks, honestly. It's not a good deal. But part of being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment just in case. Sometimes things just happen. I think this might be one of those. I think this might be one of those guys. Sorry if you're brand new and you're returning, like I said. Sometimes it happens. This is probably why you gave up your motorcycle when you had kids, and now you're getting back into it because you didn't want this to happen when you had young kids. Therefore, there's an issue. Now your kid's off to college. It's like, I can get back into it and take risks. I get that. I understand that. Just understand this could happen. This is why we're doing what we're doing, okay? So there's the high impact, up and over, very bad. Why did he do that?
Honestly, never saw coming.
We can understand why the guy with the truck and trailer did that. He needs to make a wide turn. It means he's a terrible driver. You could still make it off the right-hand lane. It's a big lane. Overall, pretty bad situation. Damn. Wear gear. The plan method would have helped a little bit, but I think that was just too many factors. AZ, this is in Arizona. Oh, new rider, I think. I say that because we're in an easy group ride. We're not speeding, and we can't negotiate the corner. New riders tend to not have that gross motor skill when it comes to making these corners. This was a very easy, simple one. Let's take a look. Now, here's the thing that we can improve on here. And I get it. Maybe we were all kind of like spread out, and then the car in the front kind of get us all kind of condensed because the car's going slow and we're kind of waiting. You can't pass here. It's unsafe to pass. It's a double yellow, so it's illegal also. But it's unsafe because there are blind corners and blah, 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 blah. Keep enough of a space cushion for yourself anyways. And try your best, okay? Just try your best. Right here, we start to realize we're panicking. Oh, crap, oh, crap, oh, crap. More than likely, we're looking at the problem, which is this, and that's where we're going, when we should be looking ahead. Now, it's really difficult because this guy went more to the right, so we're supposed to be riding staggered. He's supposed to stay on that left side, and we're supposed to be on the right side, and he went right, so it kind of pushed us right also. So if this ever happens to you and you're in a group ride, or if you're just by yourself, once again, it doesn't really matter, same principles apply, is that if you feel like you can't get where you need to go, just roll off the throttle and apply a little tiny bit. At this speed, rear brake would work, but just a tiny bit of front brake, maybe a tiny bit of rear brake, at least roll off the throttle for that engine braking so that you can actually navigate the corner. Because right here, he's maintaining throttle and he's getting pushed out. So now his line's messed up. This is a hazard of group riding. This is why I don't do group riding. Because it's like, if I crash on my own, I crash on my own. If I crash because somebody else is pushing me out and they're in my own group, why do you don't need enemies when you have friends like that, you know? Nobody tried to do it to the other person, but that's a real possibility. And part of, like I said, when it comes to the rescue book, it's part of the system. And it's a great little comic book that shows you what to do after somebody crashes. And this is a good little resource. And this is what it looks like right here. So everybody else in the group ride, I really wish somebody would have somebody that's medically trained in a group ride. Hopefully there is. Sometimes there's a few people. But if somebody does go down and you have a big group like this, hopefully 3, 4, 5 of them knows what to do. Because if somebody goes down, if they're bleeding out, what do we do? right? We need to stop these major bleeds. We need to do something. Tourniquet, direct pressure, pack the wound, all these things. You know, if I was riding with Hog Rider in the chat right here, and the Smart Rider crew member, he's medically trained, so I would be comfortable riding with him. But make sure everybody, or at least some people in your group, are trained. And if they are in your group and they're trained, have them ride in the back, because they're going to come up to the accident scene anyways. If they're up in the front, they're going to have to do a U-turn. All right, just chilling.
Definitely made a mistake here, but this could have turned out much differently if he had been wearing the proper gear.
Okay, slow it down, slow it down. Oh! I want to see where his right hand was. There it is. Do you guys see the right hand? Look at the right hand. Let's go back just to here. Just only watch the right hand. Just stare at it.
He made a mistake
Stare at it.
here, but this could have turned out much differently if he had been wearing the proper gear.
I think he's grabbing the front brake.
This could have turned out much differently if he had been wearing the proper.
I think that's just maybe how it shifts. I think we're just doing really jerky shifting with some braking, which is gonna, you hear the skid on that tire? So we downshifted probably all the way to first gear, and we're going 35-ish. And so that's going to cause some really bad jostling. So he's not doing good with his downshifting. Why are we trying to downshift so hard right here? Maybe that's our buddy right there, and we're trying to pull into this spot so we can go over here to the right, you know, all this other stuff. If you're going too fast before you can get to the stop here, like if you really need to stop here so that you can go over here, I'm assuming that's what it is. So if we really need to stop here and we're going too fast to make this stop, just keep going. Pull over, do a nice little U-turn, come back here, do a nice little U-turn, and then go. There's no problem with you accidentally making it past, so you don't do this, okay? So if you don't know how to do a U-turn, because right here, this is probably about 20 feet-ish, and you need to make a U-turn in here so you don't do a 3-point turn. It's part of the system, everybody. The Smart Rider drills, it's part of the system. We have 24 drills with a ton of U-turns and fun ways to do it. 10 cones. You never have to move them. You just do the different drills. Practice, practice, practice. You don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Checking his body. Checking his body. Okay.
That hurt.
Yep, so this is how you rescue. He's checking his arms, wear gear. All right, buddy went off the road. Same thing, going too fast in the corner. Hazardous situation is corners. Okay, there's the corner. Seems like a simple, easy road for you. You have to think, as a new rider, it probably wasn't. All right, just cruising. No centerline stripe. Hopefully no cars are coming around the corners, coming the opposite way. Oh. Check on your buddy, remain calm. You want to remain calm, ensure your own safety first, and then check your buddy. All right, so what happened here? We lost traction. Why? Are you looking at this part right here, thinking that's where he lost traction? He's not on that. He's over here. You see the brakes. Look at the brake lights. Look at the brake lights. He lost traction. He lost traction because he locked up the brakes. He was going too fast for this blind line of sight problem corner. So we got panicky. We applied the brakes too hard. This is what car drivers do. So if you're going from car to motorcycle, one thing that we do in the cars, because we have 4 tires and a lot of balance, we apply the brakes really hard in like an oh crap moment. We can't do that on a motorcycle. We'll lock up the tires. We'll lock them up, and we need to make these turns. We need to focus on turning. Turning is one of the best things you can do. If you're good at turning, you can handle a lot of situations. If you go too fast, sometimes turning will solve the problem. If you're not going to be able to stop in time because the car pulls out, swerving, which is turning, can solve the problem. Turning is huge. You need to learn how to turn. It's part of the system. Learn how to turn. Because that right there, not good. Not good. Guardrail to the leg. Yeah, I know. Ugh. All right, going faster than the flow of traffic. Blind corner. What's around this corner? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Oh, no, we just low side because we just kept turning and turning. Maybe we panicked. Why did he circle the person up ahead?
Y empiezo a revisarme mientras.
I don't know why he circled the person up ahead. Maybe he panicked a little bit. Look, that's why we wear motorcycle gear, because that's exactly where armor, if you have hip armor, and there's abrasion resistance parts and fabric in that area. So wear some gear. Don't go so fast around the corners. Give me a rev signal. Oh. Distracted riding will do that. Pay attention. Who cares about the dude? Why? Don't try to impress the 14-year-old holding hands with his, girlfriend. If you want to do it, look forward and rev bomb. You want to see what their reaction is. I get it. And he's got a stunt bike, so he has control. He just lost control of his mind. All right, here we go. Lane splitting on a scooter. Very interesting. Oh, I love it. Open lane pattern. We finally get to see it in this one.
His surroundings, the other.
If you've watched enough of my videos, you will know what an open lane pattern is. We have a great class here. Everyone's in the back. We have a bunch of the same members over and over again. They will pick this out like it's nothing. So if you see this, be aware. All right, so right here, we have an open lane pattern. You don't know what it is, do you? Because you're brand new. Great, hit subscribe. Here's the thing. If there's a big, long stack of vehicles on one side or the other, and there's an open lane where you want to go, they're going to want to go into the open lane because they don't want to be stuck behind that car. They don't want to be behind that car. They want to go to the open spot because everyone wants to have that vision. Everyone wants to see. For the same reason why you want that spot, they want that spot. They want to move over. They're not going to see you. They're not going to anticipate you lane splitting like this. So they think it's open to go. They're not even going to look. And if they do look, there's going to be an issue when it comes to unintentional blindness. They don't see you because their brain literally shuts it off. They're looking for other cars, not for you. Or they assume. So don't lane split like this. That's one thing we can do. And if we see this pattern, be aware that that could possibly happen. So your goal is to get away as best you can from anybody in a long line of cars. Okay? Lucky he didn't crash.
Even though the driver didn't signal or check his surroundings, the rider chose to react to the whole situation very calmly.
I'm really surprised. I was going to say, we're going 90. That's probably kilometers an hour. 90 kilometers an hour is 56. So we're going about 60-ish. No damage to the car. Very nice. Unless the camera didn't pick it up. All right. Big group ride once again. People, if I have an opinion on that. So there's the turn signal. Yeah, they probably want to get off. Okay, now we have road rage. Okay, that part I don't agree with. So this part right here. Whenever there's like a giant, long group ride, whether it's charity or whatever, big long group ride hanging out in the right lane. That's where all the exits are. If I'm in the left lane, it's like I have to either accelerate way to the front to get in front of everybody, or I have to apply the brakes and let this big-ass line to go so I can get over. I need to get off. I need to get off on my exit. So if we're in a big group, if you're in a big group ride, there needs to be some kind of standard where if a car, because we're going to take up this big lane, if a car needs to get through, because we assume this, let them in, let them exit, and then close the gap. I don't know. This is why I don't like doing group rides, because there's this entitlement of you're not allowed to break up our group. I don't know. That's just me. Now this part, that's just stupid. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We're not trying to do that. Just get off. Okay. Going too fast in the corner. See the chevron over there? It's pointing the other way, so that means it's pointing this way too. It's a sharp corner. We're going way too fast. So we hit the guardrail. We went wide. How come we're on the side of the road on this corner? Going too fast. If you're going to notice, if, like I said, if you just subscribed or you just now found me, are you the active threat? This is the plan method we go for. Okay, hazardous situation is a corner. No relevant threats on the road. There's no road surface hazards, no cars, no nothing, all this other stuff. There's no real active threats. Oh, wait, I'm going too fast. I'm the active threat. I need to navigate that, and I need to slow down. So it's not always external. It might be internal. All right, here we go. Oh, oh, oh. Please don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, I need a thumbnail. Need a thumbnail. All right. So, I have a feeling we're going, once again, too fast. I don't know. You can't really tell. Well, wait, 118. I could see it right here. 118. That is 75. Okay, maybe it's a 75-mile-an-hour road. It doesn't look like a highway or an interstate here in the United States. 75 is about interstate speeds. I don't think this is interstate speed limit. So why did we fall down? Maybe because we caught up to a car in front of us, not paying attention, had to slam the brakes, had to layer down. Don't do this with a passenger. If you want to kill yourself, go ahead. I take that back. I don't want you doing that. Probably demonetized just for saying that. So please go to the store and buy something or join the Smart Rider crew. It's $5 a month. There's a link in the description to be a crew member. If you want to take massive risks, that's all on you. All on you. If you want to take massive risks and put your passenger or somebody that you care about at risk because you want to take a massive risk, you need to start rethinking. High impact, her hands are destroyed. What's that language? Right in the chat. Here we go.
This is exactly why keeping a safe...
Going a little fast. We're blurring our speedo.
Even with a delayed reaction...
Why are we doing that?
Managed to stop...
Because we know what we shouldn't be doing. We're not applying the brakes really... Oh, I was about to say we're not applying the brakes really well. We did. Good job with the progressive braking. If we weren't speeding, we wouldn't have had to do an amazing, crazy good job at emergency braking. We could have just done an okay job at emergency braking. High risk, you need high skill. So good job with the high skill. Slow it down a little bit, okay? Sounds great. All right. Yeah, boy. Canyon. Oh, geez. We high-sided. Nice. A little too fast. Applied the brakes. Started low-siding. Grabbed traction. High-sided. Same thing. Corner. Speed. Problem. What do you think we could do? Okay. Why learners should sit at the back of the pack. I'm going to challenge that. Those of you guys here in class eating your slices of pizzas and everything, I'm going to challenge that. I think beginners should be in the middle of the pack, especially like a big group like this. I think they should be in the middle. That way they can see what's ahead of them and see the people in front doing the right thing. The right thing. What is the right thing? They should be riding at the lowest level of whoever's in the pack. They should not be speeding up like they're expert riders and hoping everybody else can stay as expert riders with them if they know they have beginners. They should be riding at the lowest level of whoever's riding with them. That's why you need to ride with good friends, not these crazy mob rides. If they're in the back, they're wanting to keep up with everybody. And they're going to have those issues that we're talking about all the time by speeding around corners. Okay? They should not be in the front, or they can be in the front. I don't want to say should. I don't like the word should. They can be in the front. That way they dictate how fast the whole group goes. So it doesn't really matter where they are. At the end of the day, we should all be riding. We should all be riding like we're friends. Okay? All right, here we go. Oh, speed wobbles. Hit. Oh, we lost a little traction in the middle of a turn trying to get that badass look. I love it. I don't know why I did that, but here we go. We're going to get some speed wobbles because we lost traction. Straightened up. All right. What are you doing there? What the heck happened there? What was that? Did we try to bail or something? What the heck? Oh, there. Finally, we get one little look. Maybe we were speeding into the car and we panicked and slammed the brakes and lost all control of the front end. And we are all over the place and dumped the bike with no gear. We spend money on a GoPro, but we don't have any money for anything else. Don't get an action camera unless it was gifted to you. Get gear first. Speeding up. Yeah, see, if this was a new rider trying to keep up with his friends, he's not going to be able to navigate this corner. See? And now, since he lost some, speed, he's going to now try to catch up. Look at his hand. It's fully pinned. And now we're going to try to catch up on the straightaway. And if there's going to be another turn up ahead, he's not at the right speed for that turn. Come on, guys. We know this. You guys know this?
Almost crashed into a
Almost crash. Oh, side of the vehicle. We finally have a side of the vehicle, and we navigated around it. That guy, I swerved around it too. Very good. So what I'm pointing out here, not this one.
almost
Right here. So we talk about hazardous situations. We're in a position for safety. Let's just pretend we're not speeding. We're locating a hazardous situation. Corners and intersections are hazardous situations. We have a line of sight problem with all these bushes and trees. So we can't see what's around this corner. Very scary. So we should modulate our speed, make sure we stay in a good position for safety. We're consistently locating. We're consistently assessing. There's no active threats though. There's no relevant threats, but we're constantly locating, assessing. Am I in a good position? Locating, assessing. And then we get up to here, and there's that side of the vehicle prairie dogging out. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. That is a relevant threat. If they come out into my lane, they are an active threat. What would I do? I want you to answer this question or ask it in your own head. It's a rhetorical one. Or write in the comments. I would love to hear it. What would we do if this car comes out? That's the question I want you guys to ask yourself and answer in your own head. What would I do if this car comes out? I'm going too fast to be able to stop in time. I can't swerve right. I can swerve left. I don't see any cars. They're way ahead. I think they're in my lane, but I have enough of an area I can swerve. So if I'm going to have to swerve this way before this car even comes out, I'm going to start moving to here. If it comes out, it's a here. I'm not going to stay way over here. That's position for safety, right? This is what we're talking about. I'm assessing. I'm going to move myself into a new position for safety. If it becomes an active threat, I'm going to swerve and put myself in a new position for safety. And now I'm not in a position for safety because I'm in incoming traffic. So then I'm going to put myself in a new position for safety. You see how it's a rotation of a thinking pattern? It's the plan method. I teach that in the book. So if you're a brand new rider, come on, or just keep watching this. It's exactly what he did. Good job. Good job. What can we learn? Slow down a little bit. Just slow down a little bit. Everything else is great. Everything else was great. Slow down a little bit. It was fine until it wasn't. That's usually how it goes. We're speeding. Don't tell me he was... Okay, I thought he was holding the camera, so the camera fell off. It is what it is. He tried to catch it. Don't try to catch it. Don't try to catch it. Hey, buddy. Don't try to catch it, because look what we're doing while we're traveling at high speed. We're not controlling the motorcycle. If it falls off, you're like, crap. But I have full control of the motorcycle. I'm going to go ahead and remain calm. This is part of the thing. You can use it for this. Remain calm, pull off to the side. Hopefully nobody hits it. I can pick it up when it's safe. Don't try to catch it, because now you're going to mess up everything. Oh, we're on the ground. Remain calm, ensure his own safety. He's off on the side. Get on the sidewalk, not in the road.
You had a red light.
Why aren't we seeing the video before? Why are we seeing it after the fact?
Right. I was going the speed limit.
I love it when people help each other. I love it.
Then you supposed to make an inner.
The other dude's like, I don't care, dude. Are you good? You good? I think you're good. You good? I'll help you out. Whatever. Moving on. Group ride. Oh, okay. Somebody wants to come over. They shouldn't have done that. Stop fighting for it. Stop fighting for it. Let them in. It is what it is. Talk to each other on your Cardo Pack Talk Edges. Link in the description for 10% off. Okay? You can just chat with each other. Don't shift gears. Come on. There you go. Oh, highly dangerous. If you're going to do this and everyone stopped, just going 10 miles an hour, you're still going to get to the front, but it's safer to do so. Let's see what happens. Oh, we had the same idea. That was like an open lane pattern, but motorcycle edition. Dude did not want to be stuck behind him, found an open spot only motorcycles really can do. We both doing it. Person comes out. Music. Don't get mad. You're almost hitting other cars. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You look left, you almost hit the freaking semi truck. You look back to flip him off. Guy doesn't care. He knows he's going to win. You're looking back to the left. You start turning left. You almost hit that car. Look forward. Look forward. America. Look at that. All right, here we go. Passing on the right. They came out. They pushed us. Good job on the swerve. It wasn't a pass. It was a swerve. Good job. Oh. No. You know why that was a short video? Why did this motorcycle rider do this to this other motorcycle? The guy in the bagger, why did he do that to this guy? Why did he do that? Just look at his jacket. Hog Rider, you know. You know what's up. This is a tail gunner. There's a big thing when it comes to 1%er clubs or like these types of clubs where you do not pass. It's an unwritten rule. I don't like the rule. I believe in, whatever. He's a patch holder. Exactly. Like, it is what it is. But if you start riding, you need to learn a little bit of the intricacies of motorcycle riding. Just don't pass. I get it. That's why he did it, though. And he's probably talking on his Cardo Pack Talk to everyone else in the group ride. And that guy up there might have an issue. Yeah, so it's like a safety issue for a lot of things over there. All right, anyways, moving on. We're going to do wheelies? I hope so. Nope. Whoa. You guys, this is your lesson. You can do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you what not to do on this one. You do what you want. Oh, you come. No, oh, that's it. Nope. That's it. Oh, no. That was it. Please give me the opportunity to take out the aggression that I hold in and have to regulate every day. Thank you for the opportunity. All right, open lane pattern. Guy doesn't want to be stuck behind the red car. He wants to move over. Good job handling it. So I'm just cruising along, and then all of a sudden, oh, nice little A-frame ladder, fiberglass, got broken up a little bit. Good job finding the road surface hazard and moving on. All right, sharp left turn. I don't know if we're in oncoming traffic or not. Write in the comments if this is like a country that you are a part of. This to me looks like we're riding head on. Or maybe this is the left side of the road that we're supposed to be on. I don't know. It is what it is. It's not America. Whoa! That's a road surface hazard.
There's a tree there. Off from leaving.
There's a tree there.
7 riders run. No.
Yeah. So that is extremely... What I would do is really quickly do a U-turn, get around that corner. I already know the tree's there. Get around that corner, park the bike, and start doing this to anybody coming around that corner. They might not have the braking skills you have, and you might actually save somebody's life. If you're able to like, hey, slow down. Like, because if somebody's coming around this corner and they see a guy doing this, You're like, what is that? That's weird. I'm going to slow down and see what he's up to. At least just pass him slowing down. You're like, oh, thank you for slowing me down before this, going around this corner. Because if I wasn't slowing down, I wouldn't be able to stop in time. Oh, man, thank you so much. Because there's no way, unless you have a chainsaw at the back of your bagger motorcycle, you're not getting this out of the way anytime soon anyways. And you're not going to be able to get around it. Like, even without it, it's literally covering.
7 riders run.
There's nothing.
No idea.
But yeah, do that. I can't. Opa! I hate that song. I'm so sick and tired of it. Stop using it. All right, we had to mute it. Okay, somebody coming over. Good job moving out of the way. Handled it. Moving on. Here we go. Open lane pattern. Anybody want to? Oh, no. Parking lane pattern. A little schmeat. Good job. So 3 things we can do. Oh, this is a great thumbnail. I'm not going to use it. 3 things we can do. Mercy swerve, mercy brake, mercy accelerate. In this spot, what would you do? Would you mercy brake? Would you swerve right? Would you swerve left? Would you accelerate out? I'd accelerate. Because having to swerve left, yeah, that might be good too. But I would just straight up accelerate and try to do like a easy little bit lane change, because I can't swerve too far to the left because I'll hit a car. So I would the first instinct would be to accelerate and then try to move over. Accelerate and move over. Not necessarily swerve, but accelerate and move over. So braking is not a good one. So good job on this rider. Probably accelerated out. And good job on the rider behind us, because in his situation, braking was going to be the solution.
Chinese stand, I want the food.
You'd punch the throttle.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, dumb driver. Doesn't know what, like, car drivers do that in front of other cars.
Parking here?
Oh! So bike nights, be very careful around dum-dums. Whenever you have this much traffic, people walking around, and you're trying to find a parking space, just kind of chill like this rider is.
Parking here?
But then you usually have dum-dums wanting to do like cool burnouts or wheelies. So watch out, even if you're like not doing what that person did, and you're on the side of the road and you're like watching, be careful around idiots. That's like a life lesson. Be careful around idiots. Anyways, Speed Rider R. What do we got? We're looking down. Camera's on our chin. We're like looking through the top of the visor, going too fast in the corner, getting really low. Rain. Oh, we have a road surface hazard, possibly. Okay, so being close to vehicles, not a good idea. Roll off the throttle. Roll off the throttle. Don't be side by side. Because you couldn't accelerate to get right on the back of that BMW. I would have rolled off the throttle to allow that car in. Or just to like be staggered in case they do want to go in. Simple as that. You know, use the tools you have, roll up the throttle, let people in, because you're never going to win. Is he like that guy that's like, take my good hand? Is that his little tiny baby hand? Take my good hand. Take my good hand. Oh, he's holding something. I thought that was his hand. That would have been interesting, huh? Help me, take my good hand. No, I don't want to. You're gonna fall. Write in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, please. I don't want to feel old. The new movie is coming out. It's scary.
There we go.
All right, here, talking to my friends in the Cardo Intercom. So, this was back when Cardo had a 25% off discount. So, subscribe to this channel. I'm a Cardo affiliate. I announce when there is massive discounts. Right now, it's at 10%. There's going to be a new one in April. So pay attention, hit subscribe. I will let you know. Follow me on Instagram. I post it there too.
Music is not playing.
Use DDTF, not Nacho.
What? Yep.
Nacho. Oh, he didn't put his gas cap back on?
Oh, no! Hold on.
So he's talking on the Cardo. That's one of the things to talk to. Be like, hey, my gas cap. I got to pull off.
Oh my God.
All right, we have Austin C. Austin C right here. Austin's in the chat. Brand new YouTube member, hitting that join button. Remember, you can go to the website that I have, Smart Rider Crew. It's $5 a month. You get a bunch of training stuff. But Austin, take a slice of pizza and a seat over there. You already have a full pizza to yourself because we already know what happens here. He does a great job. We're going to end this video on an amazing swerve. Here we go. Some big owls. So nice little head check coming up here. Truck slams the brakes. Oh, crap. Slows it down. Moves over. Big owls. Good job, man. Nothing to say. Nothing to say. Guys, if something happens, that's what you do. Found the escape right here. Now he gets to practice a straight line weave on some cones. Hopefully it's not wet cement. You know? Chilling. Easy. Here we go. Nah. Not as good a swerve as Big Owls. There's his foot just ripped off a bumper. Not very good. Not very... it's painful. It's painful. It's going to be painful. Idiots on the road. All right. Well, thank you so much for everybody that joined this live stream. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Watch me every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I'll see you guys later. All right, guys. We have one more. I had to say that because that's the end of that. I do clips. I make clips for the people that can't watch it live. Okay. So we got another one. We're 3 hours. 3 hours in this live stream. What the? Oh, hopefully my dogs didn't take a piss in the house. I usually take him out around noon. It's 2 p.m. Hopefully he's still sleeping. Let me double check. 1 second. All right, 1 second. Had to check the office. She's just sleeping. Just sleeping. No issues. I only have 10 more minutes. No, Shmee! Let's power through it. We have an 8-minute video. We're going to just go hard. I might pause it once. Here we go. Hey, Kavema. Welcome. Welcome. Hit that like button. You get a slice of pizza if you hit that like button. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, not doing too well there. Ooh, oncoming traffic. We have a bike down. So we're going to be watching some crashes and close calls. So if you're a brand new rider, let's pay attention so we know what to do and what not to do. Make sure you get the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System. Bunch of books so we don't make these mistakes. So that was a nice wide turn from a boat. Always anticipate with a trailer, they're going to be making wide turns, just like semis.
Eyes did not deceive me, but at the very last second, he indicated to the right. You can see he actually started his right turn just a moment before he signaled.
Oh, okay. Anyways, we're having some fun with our friends. We have sides of the vehicles. Oh, wheelie time. Hopefully nobody loses their muffler. Oh, there it goes. We're going to run it over. Nice. Now they can't just slip it right back on. They're going to have a nice little dent in it. So road surface hazard. Lift your butt up just a tiny bit when you go over it. There it is. Stupid driver speed up and cut off motorcyclists. All right, but he ain't having none of it. Let him have it. So you're not going to win this. So if you don't know anything about motorcycles, we are tiny and cars are big. And so law of gross tonnage, we get impacted, we go down, okay? Foot brake Frank. So probably a stunter, I'm assuming. Brian636, go ahead and comment, please. I don't know what a foot brake is, unless it's the rear brake. Whoa! Very lucky. Very lucky. Here we go. So we're coming up here. Oh, traffic, moving over, slow it down, relax. We don't know what's happening. There's already EMS or first responders on scene. We don't need to stop and rescue anybody. So he's letting everybody know, move over, move over, move over. Are you getting pulled over?
Oh my God.
What are you doing? Me doing that.
What'd he do?
that the biker didn't know.
Just standing up? I guess that can be considered reckless riding. So if you're a brand new rider, don't stand up in front of cops. You do that off-road for adventure riding. I don't know.
I was in trouble until the very end.
I stand up. It's a nice stretch for the legs.
Are you getting pulled over?
Yeah. Oh, almost hit the cone. Practice your slow speed maneuvers, which is a part of the system. Smart Rider drills, 24 drills. You set up 10 cones. You never have to move them. 24 drills from beginner all the way to expert mode.
All right, I guess I'm getting pulled over.
Just go. Nah, it's just letting you know.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, so standing up, I guess.
Was that?
It is what it is.
Damn.
Move on. Wear some gear. So as a smart rider, we acquire and use personal protective equipment just in case we crash. We want to go ahead and do that. You stood up. They think it's reckless. It's California.
Holy moly.
All right, driver stuck in traffic blames me. All right, open lane pattern. Watch anybody want to swerve left into your lane because that lane might be moving more. Okay, everyone stops. Nobody's going to do that. School is getting out. All the parents are waiting. I need to turn right at the next light. Got my blinker on. Okay, very cool. That's exactly what you should be doing. Is it California? You're able to lane split. You're perfectly legal to, yeah, it looks like it's California. You're able to do this. You're able to get through. That's a nice open spot. You can go. But he's doing the right thing, you know, because car drivers get pissed off when we lane split.
Oh, this is my fault? I can't wait to put you on YouTube.
Yeah. It is what it is. Car drivers hate it when we lane split or lane filter, and then when we don't, they get mad. So either way, just do what you want to do. All right, side of the vehicle, left turner, dangerous, very dangerous. So I'm trying not to pause it, but when somebody's slowing down like this, they're more than likely going to turn. Okay, you notice that they slow down, they're not continuing their path of travel. So it's kind of giving you that idea of locating this hazardous situation is a relevant threat. Now it's an active threat when they're starting to turn like that. So we either have to accelerate, swerve, or brake. Good job with the swerve. Not much room to do it in. Did it. Moved on. You're good to go. Good job. That was a good job. It is what it is. All right, bro. Where do you think you got that? Sharp left turn coming up ahead. You saw the sign. Oh, we have a left turner in front of us. Good job applying the brakes, handling it, swerved out of the way to get it behind him so you can get back in your lane. Good job. You see how it's hard to shift with that bent? Get a new lever or bend it back. It'll probably snap if you try to bend it back, but nice little skateboard. It's got a skateboard backpack. Those are cool. I love it.
Correct distance and eventually hits the
handling it.
In front of him.
There's another motorcycle rider to our right. I saw the shadow. We're moving over. Okay. Oh. He slammed the front brake.
Yeah.
Okay. It is what it is. We're gonna help each other out.
Dude, he's been,
you know.
You're good.
No, you have to apologize. We're here to help, man. We're here to help. Love it. Love it. You rescued another rider.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Might have impacted the other car. I don't know. I couldn't tell. But either way, it was a sudden deceleration, lost balance, fell off to one of the sides. Oh. Yeah, don't hit my bike. That's another thing is don't park in front.
Save your bike, I promise. What is that? That's what I was trying.
Careful, you're going to get burned on your leg with the exhaust.
Recorded that.
So he stalled. He's probably like in second or third gear. Needs to get down to first.
Well, good thing I got this backup screen.
It probably has like, you know, the fluids are all messed up. It's an older bike. You know, there you go. Flush the lines. Doing well.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
No, we're all good. Thankfully, he didn't hit his head falling down because he's not wearing a helmet. So please wear a helmet. Please, please, please.
Nah, I'm going right here.
Everyone's just chilling. I love it. We're just going to power through this video. We're trying to find mistakes, trying to find some good things. There's an open lane pattern right up ahead. Any vehicles want to go in the left lane, be careful. I get it. We're in the HOV lane. Nobody's supposed to do that. There it is. He swerved out of the way. We swerved out of the way.
In that slower lane, they see the clear traffic in the commuter lane.
Good job.
Over they come. It didn't seem like a lot, but...
What did he say?
Lower lane, they see the clear traffic in the commuter lane, and over they come. It didn't seem like a lot, but that really did throw me forward. I had to hit the brakes hard enough.
Vixe, aí não, mano. Aí é pai, velho.
Can we rescue anybody? I don't see any cops or first responders on scene, so let's go ahead and see if we can rescue anybody. Anybody hurt? Good job with the slow speed maneuver. Practice the smart rider drills there. Oh, not getting up. This is the moment we could do something if we have the training, so please get the training. That is not blood. Okay. Why are you yelling at the dude on the ground? Get out. Dude, go away if you're going to be yelling at the guy on the ground. Are you just trying to rob him? So leg is probably in pain. I would do some kind of assessment to check his body. I would ask permission first. That's called informed consent because he is conscious and alert. If he was unconscious, I would just do it. That's called implied consent. So I'm going to go ahead and ask and check. And it's like, hey, I got my trauma kit right here. Any major bleeds, I'm going to do a quick assessment, rapid assessment, all that stuff. And if he's fine, I'll just kind of hang out a little bit. Just chat. Maybe leave. If everything's good.
Voiture quer rentrer. Tenso, viu, mano? Nossa.
Take a little souvenir. You know, just have some fun. Like, you can't park there. Can't park there.
Foda, velho.
All right, doing some wheelies, having some fun. Closed area, no traffic. I have no problem you guys doing this here. Just don't do it when there's pedestrians and other cars. He hit his head pretty hard there. That's why I wear helmets. No gear. You got a little bit of road rash on the knee. This is where we're practicing. Look at the leg. Instantly ripped. Got a little bit of road rash on there. Probably an impact to the knee. A little bit of pain. Oh, a lot of pain. Enough to get an ambulance. All right, here we go. We're in a car. We're going to have a motorcycle rider going to head on. Car driver paid attention. Car driver, the truck driver would have won that. But thankfully, we have nice people out there, not fighting for the lane. He knows he would have killed that person if he just kept going. 97 kilometers per hour, that is 62-ish. Okay, we have a vehicle in our roadway. Move over. There we go. New position for safety. Look at the position we're in. We're right in the middle of the lane. So when we're talking about the plan method, we are locating. Oh, there's something up there. Assessing. Oh, it's in my lane. Immediately an active threat. I must move over as best I possibly can so I don't get hit. So watch. He's doing that. The only thing that saved him was actually moving. The hand up thing didn't do anything. Move over. Get yourself out of it first. And then do the thumbs down. Thumbs down is always something that... I don't like the finger. I like the thumbs down. Oh, left turner. Good swerve. Find the escape. Found the escape. Hey, we're on a Super 73. So max, unless you go to level 4, you can, level 4 you can go 32. But probably max is closer to 25 on this. It looks like he's going 25. So he's probably level 3. Finds the escape. Good job with the swerve. Now we can swerve back onto the main road, or we can keep slowing it down enough to do this. Good job. I have 2 Super 73s. They're fun. Oh, with a passenger. Nice little swerve. Not speeding. If we were speeding, that would have been a lot harder to do. Beautiful looking bike. Moving on. Perfect positioning for safety in terms of line of sight. Not space cushion. This is too close. I don't like it. I like being off the side. You notice how on the side you can see way ahead. So when you're looking for a position for safety, one escape route at least, good line of sight, and a space cushion. We have at least an escape route right ahead. So if this person slams the brakes, we just keep going lane split. And we have good line of sight. So be off to the sides on your lane when you're next to vehicles. So you can see around. Oh, anybody want to come over? There it is. Open lane pattern, moved on.
Thanks for
Should they have come into our lane? No, they shouldn't have, but we were able to navigate that pretty well. So with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Thank you for stopping by. Hit that subscribe button, check out the store, and see you on the live streams on Tuesdays. There it is. There it is. Do we have any more? Nope. Black screen. Got my little green screen. Yeah. That was great. I have to get going. I gotta let the dogs out. I gotta go ahead and edit some videos. I gotta make some YouTube shorts. You guys said that you found me on the YouTube shorts. So I gotta go do that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I will see you next week on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Tomorrow we have a Smart Rider Crew meetup. Okay, so if you're not a Smart Rider Crew member, go to the website. I will go ahead and put it in the chat. Join up. It's $5 a month. The Smart Rider Crew website. We do it on school. There's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of all of the training materials and everything is in there. Check it out. Check it out. Chat with 252 other people. And I'll see you guys later. I'm going to take the elevator. All right. Bye, guys.